Good evening, all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season Y, the platform where we speak truth to power. This evening, we're just going to do a replay of what we played earlier on today in terms of awareness on, our need for us to reconnect with African spirituality. Just because many people have not really understood the significance of it and how it's actually impacting our development. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this broadcast. And we'll talk some more later on. Please do endeavor to subscribe to Season Network on YouTube, hit the notification button, and of course, give us thumbs up, and also on Oduduwa TV Radio 2 as well. So here we go. We proceed with the program. Thank you very much and do enjoy. And as ever, do leave a comment. Hello, ladies and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. I think we got it now. Welcome to Season the platform where we speak truth to power. Just want to make sure that you can hear me okay. Can you hear me? Okay, good. I'll probably do that later. I'll go into TikTok. Now, today's broadcast is very important. Now, please do share. You can share it. Share it to other platforms. This is really important. We're going to be posted, and I'm going to repost it immediately after this on other platforms as well. It is really unfair what's going on, and one of the reasons why we are not functioning as a people is because some things have been done to our psyche that has actually damaged who we are, and many people don't understand that. And oftentimes, when you're not functioning as you should, as what your ancestors has laid down for you, it can often be something that is, going to really make progress seem impossible, and make you sort of blame and doubt yourself. So, what I'm trying to do is to remove that doubt and put certainty in its place. Whatever we are doing now, you will notice that on this platform, Season A, the platform where we speak to power, we come up with solutions. We need to uh, make sure that we come up with solutions to solve our problems. We can't leave it to somebody else to do. It is you and I. Please subscribe to Season AY on YouTube. I'm going to have to be watching it on here, and I'll restream it later because I do not want to take the chance that this doesn't run. But please, what I'd ask you is to share this broadcast far and wide. We need a lot of us to understand things. I'm going to say this at this point. I am still taking, unfortunately, I've had to be taking some more medication, antibiotics again. So it is very annoying, to be honest, that I'm having to still rely on that because there seems to be something going on in the air at the minute, and it seems to be something that many people are picking up, including myself, unfortunately. So, so it somewhat limited my ability to interact with people physically, and so I need to really just make sure that going forward, um, we can. I will do my level best to continue to, of course, come with live broadcast, important live broadcast. Please, one of the things that I want you to really know is that we have the solution to our problems, and it starts with connecting with who we are. That is all we need to do. Once we connect back to who we are, we will achieve the greatness because we will be doing it from a place of a self confidence, self assurance, connecting with our ancestors. All of that has been stripped from us. I'm not saying it as somebody to feel sorry for me. I'm not interested in somebody's pity. I'm interested in how we can fix our communities in Yoruba land and for the Igbos and others. And it's important to understand what has been done. Um, so please join me live. So let's do this. I'm not going to focus on the problems. We know what they are. I'm focused on the solutions. What can we can use to solve our problems? Let me see what this can do. Again, I'm putting it on you on Facebook. I'm not not counting that people will join, but that's fine. Uh, okay, 1 second. Just checking it so that I make sure it works. I'll have to have a backup platform, and that's what I'm trying to do with this now. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to run on the other. I don't know why the computer is doing that today. I can't pick up or see what I'm doing. And that is most frustrating because it means that when I'm trying to do a simultaneous uh, play of a video or something, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. But please bear with me. Bear with me. We will do our level best to make sure it works. Um, Here we go. What was it? Sorry, I'm just trying to check what I'm doing here to make sure it runs. It should do. I don't know why it's not coming up. It's frustrating. They've colonized Africa with Unam Samton Gregorian calendar instead of our forefathers' lunar calendar. Thank you very much. Thank you. That is exactly what the point is. So, with that said, please share this broadcast and you will hear the very important information. Um, oh, it says restart my device. I'm not going to restart my device. I've got a copy. So we'll just have to just do with this as it is now. Okay. So good afternoon. Welcome to Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please, as you're coming in, go ahead and subscribe to Season AY on YouTube. Subscribe to Season AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button and give us thumbs up. Some of you would have seen the earlier broadcast I did. Let me see if I can actually play that video. And it's very important that we look at things like that. And you would have seen that I talked about the April Fool and how that has been used to make people start using the Gregorian calendar, which was, of course, written by the Pope Gregory the Eighth of the Vatican in Italy. He passed that law to make sure to make sure that the people would only be using that. You would start seeing um, the new year as January the 4th rather than April. So we need to know all these things, and those who weren't aware, they were called that April Fool. That is where the April Fool came from, because they wanted to change the calendar, change all of that. So we need to understand that. And it's important that when we're talking about this, that we are aware of indeed what has been done and what impact it is meant to have. So let me just play that little section. It's not that long. I'm hoping it will play. Ooh, I'm having a problem today. I need to restart. But I'm not going to restart. You can watch the video on another platform. Later on, you've seen it, and leave comments. Let's hear from you. Now, did you know that we have our own calendar? Did you know that we have 4 days? Before I go forward, please share this broadcast. Give us thumbs up. If you're watching the broadcast, give us thumbs up. Help us reach more people. Let us share the broadcast. Help us reach more people. We need your support. Subscribe to Season AY on YouTube. Go ahead. Subscribe to Season AY. Hit the notification button. Give us thumbs up. Help us reach more people. Okay, so now that's done. Now, what I'd really like to do, I hope this plays. If it doesn't play, then fine, but I will talk about it. What I'd really like to do is to look at this topic and really understand what's going on. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. As Africans, we have been brainwashed. Christianity came to colonize Africa, even change our calendars to celebrate their gods and forget our African gods. We must celebrate our African gods. We must celebrate our gods to reconnect to our African ancestors. Ashe. You can see this is a prayer to Orunmila, Obatala, and so forth. I will explain to you. Please do share this broadcast. It's really important. As you're coming in, give us the thumbs up. The more thumbs up, the more it reaches more people. So that's why I say join me live to, as I explain the deep psychological damage this has done to our collective psyche as Yoruba people. And there is a way out for us. And I'm going to explain that as we go along. So thank you and welcome. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we are speaking truth to power and not empower you to know your rights and how to hold your governance to account. You know, and part of that is knowing your spirituality. Everything that we're going to achieve starts in the spiritual realm. So we must connect with our ancestors within the spiritual realm. Anything we do, and by nature, um, the colonials who came to colonize us, they know we're very spiritual. They know, and I will explain to you exactly how spiritual we are. That is why you will see that when we go to any church or any mosque, we really are focused on doing that because it is part of what we are as Yoruba people. And I'm going to really break that down so you understand. We can begin to understand who we are. Up to this point, they just say, oh, we are religious, making us want to even believe in the religion of either Christianity or Islam. But what we are using in those religions is actually part of who we are, is part of our ancestors, and they've covered it, they've separated us from it, and we are using us to believe in that myth that we are very Christian, we're very Muslim. It is all a trick, and it's time we wake up. Please share this broadcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me know if you can hear me all right. We're going to do some more. And I'm going to restream and replay this, but this is very important point we are on. Now, so let us go into the first part of it. And so you can see this. I want to make it this way. Did you know that Yoruba, where there is a Yoruba calendar? Some may know, some may not. This is on Wikipedia. You can see this is a Yoruba calendar. And our deities are of extreme importance. So, for example, Orisha, Agonju, Agemo, Ajaka, Ajao, Babaluayi, Elegua, Irinle, Ishu, Ibeji, Oduduwa, Ogun, Olokun, Ori, Ori, Oko, Oṣùmàrè, Ọba, Ọbàtálá, Ọ̀rànmíyàn, Ọ̀rànyàn, Ọ̀sányìn, Oshosi, Ọ̀ṣun, Ọya, Ṣàngó, Yemọja. You can see there's a lot of people believes. Àṣẹ, Àyàgúnná, cosmology, Egbere, Irúnmọlẹ̀, Ifá, Ori Òrìṣà. You see, I'm trying to show you the things here. We should really look at that. Look at Ifa. So Ifa is a divination system originating among Yoruba people of the West Africa. It plays an important role in Yoruba religion and certain African diasporic religions deriving from it, such as in Cuban Santeria. So you can see that this is really something this is our Ifa you are looking at in here. And that is part of who we are. And we need to be very clear. When you're saying that you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you are forgetting the very, very essence of who you are, which is the Ifa. The Ifa is so important in our lives. Now, let me go and look at it a little bit more. I talked about Ifa there. Ifa was there. Now, Irumole. So let us look at what it says about Irumole briefly. I don't want to get too far. Where is it? I might do this in a different way, but 1 second, please. Irumole. Right, okay. So it says here, Orisha Isheshe comprises of traditional spiritual context, practice of Yoruba people, homeland in present-day Western Nigeria. So it talks about, you can see that it's talking about Irumole, Igbere, is a malevolent spirit that is believed to reside in the woods and is often encountered during the night. These are things, part of who we are. Please share this broadcast. You can check this off. It's on Wikipedia. So practices ajere is holding of a receptacle vessel or containing or keeping the raising of sacred palm nuts or ikin used in Yoruba divination. Most agere are made from medium wood, but also ivory and coconut shells. Listen, please, this is who we are. Don't walk away from this. We need to embrace who we are. Please, please, please share this broadcast. Share it. We have to reach more people. Please continue to give us thumbs up as you're coming in and join us. This is very, very important. So I'm just showing you little areas. African theology, Ekpa mask, a ceremonial mask worn by Yoruba people in Nigeria at the Ekpa masquerade. Carvings represented priests, hunters, farmers, kings, mothers are usually depicted on the mask. They are used to acknowledge important roles within the. Let me see what it says here. They are used to important roles. Those who performed important roles in the past were not being used during performances. Ekpa masks are kept in shrines where there are focus of prayers and offerings from community elders. Can you see this is part of what we have been stripped of? We have been stripped of this from ourselves. We need to understand who we are. When we talk about how often do we remember our ancestors? But we will remember Saint Michael, Saint George, Saint this, Saint that, Jesus Christ, Paul, all of that. But those that are connected to who we are forgotten. That is why we are not progressing. We need to connect to our ancestors. This is, look, they talked about it here. Just in the first few seconds of me reading it, I've not even gone depth. It says, when not being used during performances, Ekpa masks are kept in shrines where there are focus of prayers and offerings from community elders. So this is not, our spirituality requires us to nurture it on a daily basis. Right now, we are nurturing something that is actually taken away from us and not given to our community. Something that is foreign to us. There is nothing wrong in Christians and Europeans following their Christianity, but by us not following our own, we are destroying the land that our ancestors gave us. We need to understand how important our connection with our ancestors is, and these masks, that is the way to connect. All of that has been broken by Christianity that was imposed on us. That is doing untold psychological damage to our Yoruba community. It says so there. You have to have, when not being used during performances, Ekpa masks are kept in shrines. They are kept in shrines, and they are focus of prayers and offerings from community elders. So Ekpa masks originated from the 17th kingdom, Ekiti region. I'm just giving an example, and all of this, you can go read this. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm just giving you insight, and we need to really understand what has been done. Now, let's go and read. Yoruba calendar is known as Kojoda. It's a calendar used by Yoruba people. You see that? Look at the interesting. Do you recognize that flag? There we go. Yoruba nation will rise. Don't worry. Just give it time. Now, so look at that. Kojoda, I think it is. Yoruba people of southwestern and north central Nigeria. I don't know where. Anyway, not central and southern Benin. The calendar has a year beginning on the last moon of May or first moon of June. You see that? We have our own calendar. Why don't we know about this? Why doesn't many of our... Shouldn't this be taught in schools? Shouldn't this be taught in schools? This should be taught in schools to our children. They should know that, Kojoda is our calendar. The Chinese teach the Chinese, they are proud of their calendar. It's even shown on TV during the New Year celebrations for the Chinese. It's shown around the world. Please tell me, where is our own Yoruba calendar shown around the world? When? It isn't. It is part of who we are. We have to reconnect. This is what I'm trying to say. Please share this podcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. I am not saying that the Europeans can't celebrate their Easter and all of that. That is part of who they are. But look at just that story I told you. The story of the Irumole, not Irumole, Egungun, Ekpa mask. See that story alone. Just look at that. Let me look into Egungun. Let's go into Egungun. Egungun now. We're going to look at that. You see? It's a Egungun in Yoruba language. In the broad sense of is any Yoruba masquerade or mask costume figured. More specifically, it is a Yoruba masquerade for ancestor reverence. Can you see? It is ancestor reverence, to remember our ancestors. This is part of who we are. Ladies and gentlemen, please share this broadcast and let it reach as many people as possible, because without fixing our spiritual connection with our ancestors, we can't achieve Yoruba nation. We can't have a nation that serves we the Yoruba people, even if we are going to be within Nigeria, or even stand on our own as Yoruba nation. We need to connect. It says ancestor reverence. Can you see? The veneration of the dead, including one's ancestor, is based on love and respect for the deceased. In some cultures, it is related to beliefs that the dead have continued in existence and may possess the ability to influence the fortune of the living. See? So we need to connect. This is not just hearsay. We have to teach the coming generation. How many of them know how to remember our ancestors? I keep talking about it on the show. I talk about it over and over and over. Please share this broadcast. You're watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth. But I'm going to try and restream it on other platforms, or I might talk about it on other platforms. But today I wanted to do it on YouTube. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. You're watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Now, I'm going to go back again. So I'm just giving you, now you can get an idea of what is going on. So now we have, it's either the late last moon of May or the first moon of June. So the new year of Nigeria, the new year for Yoruba people is always in June. That is our new year. Why don't we know this? Why don't we know that our new year is in June? You see, when we are celebrating, when you are saying you are a Christian and you're a Muslim and you are celebrating their day, the day that our ancestors gave us, the 2nd of June, June, you know, that's June is our beginning of our year, and then it ends in May. Then we start off in June. So we you know, just we're saying June, but we have different names for it in Yoruba. So that is can you see that Christianity has damaged us psychologically, because we've forgotten who we are. We've forgotten that we have our own year. This is what should be taught to our children. If we want our culture to sustain, this is where we must start. Now, let me go here. The traditional week. So the new year coincides with the Ifa festival. No, it doesn't, because our calendar year for Yoruba is always in June. They say so here. All of this is trying to confuse. Now, let me see the Ifa festival just to make sure. Okay. So, but now, look at this now. It says here, day 1 is dedicated to Obatala, you see, Shokmono, Iyami Aje, Egungun, So you can see that we worship our Orisha. We worship Obatala Shokmono, Iyamiaji, Egungun. Let me show you all of those deities. Let me show you one by one. Hopefully, this will allow me to do it on this broadcast as I'm doing it now, because I did a bit of work behind. Please do share this broadcast. And we need to learn a lot of a thing or two, to be honest. Now, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see what I'm seeing? I hope you can. I hope you can. So this here is Obatala. This is Obatala. The picture that you see there is actually in Brazil. That is how powerful our culture is. They have that for Obatala. Obatala. This one here. This here is Shokono. Sorry, Iyamiaji is not that one. Let me fix that. I think I've made a mistake here. 1 second. I'm just gonna check that. 1 second, please. There is something that happened. I knew that may happen. Iyamiaji is Iyanla Geledelele. No, that's not it. I'm trying to, I've had to do some work in the background to check this. So, okay, 1 second. I'll go back again and check this Iyamiaji. Right, where was it? There it is. I got it now. So, go back again. I did have it. So, give me a second, please. I just realized what was going on. And sometimes when you're doing the work, you will misplace something there. And I want to make sure we get the right. So we worship all of these things. And this is going to the heart of why we are very, very spiritual. When they tell us, oh, we are very, very religious, what they mean is really we are very spiritual. That's what it means. That's what it means. So give me 1 second, please. As I fix the other one, then you will see it come back up again with the right information. So, shock one now. So, shock one now. Beg your pardon, please. Give me a minute. That's the one that it flipped round. That's fine. Okay, I got it now. Shock one now. So you will have it in the right way. Iyamiaji. So there we go. And then, sorry about that. I just needed to fix this quickly. So you will see it come up. Just bear with me. Please share the broadcast. It's very, very important, because you can see now there are a lot of information. We've been misinformed, and we have to re-inform ourselves with the right information. Okay. So this is a there you go. Now I'm going to read. I will probably come and read this to you later on, but I need to go back to this now and just let's see. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it will work now. Okay, so we're back. So day one, our day in Yoruba land, our week is 4 days long. Ọjọ́ mẹ́rin ni ọ̀sẹ̀ wa. Our day is 4 day long. According to what is said here, look at this. I want you to read this properly. Make sure you understand what I'm saying here. So I'm not gonna. It says the traditional Yoruba week has 4 days that are dedicated to Orisha. You see that? So our days are dedicated, the 4 days are dedicated to Orisha, because we are worshiping those Orishas because they keep our community going, they keep our kingdom going. So we are regularly worshiping them, keeping it, keeping on top of it and teaching each other. So it is so essential. Now, how many of us worship our deities, our Orisha? How many? How many of us know that we have in our Yoruba calendar is only 4 days? Not many of us. This is why I'm saying this is important. If we are going to go for Yoruba nation, our spiritual connection to Yoruba land has to be established. Our spiritual connection to Yoruba land has to be established. What has happened now is that they've cut off the spiritual connection. So whatever we're doing will not work. It will not work. So we need to begin. I'm going to do this program in Yoruba. I will come and do this in Yoruba on Oduduwa TV Radio. So look out for that. But this I needed to say to bring all of us in. We have to understand our week. We are celebrating their Gregorian week. Now we are celebrating Easter. There is nothing wrong in them celebrating their Easter. But I want to ask you a question. Which of these have we celebrated? Which of these have we celebrated? Which of these have we celebrated? That's what I'm asking us. Have we celebrated? Are we celebrating and remembering? Are we worshiping these deities? I hope you know that by marking Easter, it's actually worshiping. You're worshiping something. You know that. I hope you know that. So why don't we worship ours? Why do we have to throw away our own culture, our own deities? Why? Who gave them the right to tell us? Let me show you something. When they came in 1852 or 17 something, when they first came. Sorry, let me go back. Sorry, I need to go back to the beginning. Sorry. There is something I want to show you, but so 1 second. I'm going to escape from that. I want to show you now Christianity. Those of you doing Christianity, I told you we have 4 days in the week in Yoruba land. We don't know it. We didn't know. Now you know. The reason why they changed from 4 to the 7 days a week was because the British colonial and the European cultural invasions. You see, it's a cultural invasion as well as military invasion. They came and they decided to change for us to get rid of our own, to be able to control us. They got rid of our own cultural days of the week. That is brainwashing right there. That is brainwashing right there. I need you to understand how deep and damaging this is. And please share this broadcast. We need as many people as possible to really understand. As Yorubas, as Igbos, as all of us across Africa, this is what they did. Because he said, with the British and colonial European cultural invasion came the need to reconcile. You see, they're using words there. What do they mean by reconcile? They are, okay, what's the word for invasion? Cultural invasion. Let me read that out so you can understand. I'm trying to break this down because sometimes you don't understand and you just read it for words. Let us break that down. You see. So it is cultural imperialism has been called a process that intends to transition cultural symbols of the invading communities from foreign to natural. You see that? So, to make us believe that we are part of their culture, they force their culture on us, wipe off ours, and now we now feel it is natural. That is why people are now going, I'm a Christian, because this is what they did. This is cultural imperialism at its finest. It is important we understand all of this. When you say you are a Christian, I'm telling you that culturally you have been brainwashed. It is not your free will because, like I showed you before, if I can find it now, 1 second. I have a lot of information, so you don't bear, just bear with me. It may take some time to get it back. Okay, I'm trying to find it. Just beg your pardon. Um, okay, if it doesn't show up, that's fine. I will. No. Okay, so that's what they did. What they did was cultural imperialism. Welcome on board. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please subscribe, share, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up. If we are going to build a Yoruba nation, spiritually, we must be connected to Yoruba nation. We cannot just say it, I want Yoruba nation. We need to live in the way our ancestors laid down for us. There is no point in us trying to live the way the Europeans have been taught how to live. That applies to them in their land. We need to do for our Onikashe, let us do it as it's supposed to be so it can turn out like it should be. Ejekashe bashe kole bari boshe kuri. So those of you in Yoruba will understand what I'm saying there. But that's very, very important. I need to just get that information out. I did show you moments ago, and if I don't think it's gone. It's just that I need to pick it up. I need to just pick it up. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Okay, let me just see. Maybe I did. No, I didn't wipe it. So there is something that I need to find. Here we go. I think I got it. Yes. Here we go. Not that one. Finally, no, not that one. This is it. So, good. We're back. So with British colonial and European culture invasion, so you now see now that they have actually culturally brainwashed us to practice their own norms on our land and for us to forget our own ancestors. That is going to harm us collectively. It is that simple. It is not difficult to conceptualize what I'm saying. Does that make sense? Please share. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. So, Yoruba people also measure time in 7 days and 52 weeks a year. That's not true. We can go and look further down. 4 days a week. So I'm going to quickly run through that. So they came with those 7 days. There are 7 days. We had to, once they forced us to be thinking of the 7 days, they asked us to name it. That wasn't our own free will. That is their imposition because it says here, the traditional Yoruba week has 4 days. So you can see that from the minute they came and imposed their culture, they changed our days of the week from 4 days to 7 days. And they did not take into account our Irumoles, our Orisha. They did not take it into account. They wanted to control us. Now you see that the role of Christianity was to come and destroy our culture and force us to be doing their culture. There is no free will in this. I hope you're seeing that. Please share. You're of course watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. This is very important information that we need to take hold of. As you are celebrating this Easter with those, and I'm not celebrating it, to be honest with you, I'm not. I'm trying to learn what it is our culture. There is something that is telling me we need to make sure our people are aware of this. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. Okay, let's go forward a bit more. So you can see that we are a 4-day week calendar. So listen to the words here. I need you to listen because they deliberately broke our culture. Christianity came to break down our culture. Listen to the words here. The 4-day calendar was dedicated to the Orishas, and the 7-day calendar is for doing business. That, for me, if we have a 4-day calendar for our Orishas, where has it gone? Why has it stopped? Why did that stop? Why aren't we teaching our people? Because it will be competing with their religion. So they have to get rid of it. Brainwashing. Brainwashing. Now we know the 7 days. I'm gonna leave that. I'm not gonna argue too much. Monday, Ojo Ade, Tuesday, Ojo Monday, Ojo Ade, Tuesday, Ojo Shegun, Wednesday, Ojoru, Thursday, Ojobo. Yeah. No. Monday, Ojo Ade, Tuesday, Ojo Shegun, Wednesday, Ojoru, Thursday, Ojobo, Friday, Ojo Eti, Saturday, Ojo Abameta, then Sunday, Ojo Aiku. Ojo Aiku, yeah, that name suggests to me that it's the name that the colonials, gave put on top of us. I believe, I think, but I need to come and establish that. Now, but however, we need our people to know these things. Time, igba, àsìkò, àkókò is measured in ìṣẹ́jú àyá, seconds, ìṣẹ́jú, minutes, wákàtí, hours, ọjọ́, days, ọ̀sẹ̀, week, oṣù, months, ọdún, years. So we have our own ways already. When they tell you that we are not educated, can you see that we are educated? I hope you are seeing that. Please give us a thumbs up as you are joining the broadcast. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Help us share the broadcast and reach more people. It's very, very important what we're doing here. We need our people to know our culture and reconnect with it. Now, let me proceed a little bit more. In fact, I'll make it full like that. You can see it. So, now it says there are 60 seconds. Ọgọ́ta ìṣẹ́jú àyá, 1 minute. Ìṣẹ́jú kan, 1 minute. Sorry, ọgọ́ta ìṣẹ́jú àyá, 60 seconds. Ìṣẹ́jú kan, 1 minute. Wákàtí kan, ọgọ́ta ìṣẹ́jú, 60 minutes. Wákàtí kan, 1 hour. Wákàtí mẹ́rìnlélógún, 24 hours. Ọjọ́ kan, 7 days. Ọjọ́ kan, 1 day. Ọjọ́ méje, 7 days. Ọ̀sẹ̀ kan, 4 to 5 weeks. Ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́rin àbí márùn-ún, 4 to 5 weeks. In 1 month, oṣù kan, ọ̀sẹ̀ méjìláàdọ́ta, 12 months. 35 days a year. Mẹ́rìnlá ọ̀rìnlélọ́ọ̀ọ́dúnrún. And that is 35 days, 1 year, ọdún kan. So these are things we need to teach our people about. So we have culture. Don't forget, please, as you're watching, subscribe to Season AY, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. I'm going to show you the other breakdown like I was showing you. And it's very, very important. Now, in fact, you know what? Let me pause here. Now that you've got the calendar bit, now let's go back to that other thing I was showing you before. And then we can try and get a bit more inkling. So you can see we have 4 days in the year. So apparently we have the 7 days, but they've had to force us to do it in their own Gregorian calendar. They've had to force their calendar on us. We have our own. Why couldn't we keep our own? And why can't we go back to it? The Chinese, they have their own 7 days. They follow that. If they're going to have, within their country, they follow their calendar. That's why they celebrate the Chinese calendar and Chinese year. We need to celebrate Yoruba year in Yoruba land. But they don't want us to do that, obviously. But we need to organize it. It's time for us to wake up. So, you see that, you can see the Orisha. Obatala. Oh, goodness, what is going on today? Something is happening here. That's not Shokmono. Something is wrong. Now, what thing they do here? What is going on? That shouldn't be there. No. So, let me 1 second, please. Let me just check this. shop or no. I just did it. I just did it. It shouldn't be. Yeah, here we go. I get it now. Sorry, it's my fault. Insert pictures. Egungun. So you will see it now. Give me a minute, please. I'm just trying to check. You see, when you're trying to build things like this, oftentimes it can be a little bit. Oh, I had it out. I did do it. Okay, 1 minute. Anyway, don't worry. That's it. So, what am I looking at? Yeah, I did do it. So that's Egungun on the side. Give me a second, please. Just want to make sure I've got this done. Give me 1 second, please. Give me 1 sec. Let me just do this the way it should. And you will see it's important to align it in the right way. So it's very annoying that it's not. And that's why I do check sometimes. And so forgive me if it does look a little bit off. It's not because I'm not trying to do it, but it's just that there's a lot of information. Okay, good. I think I'm happy with that now. So we will continue. Um, but of course, we need to be aware of what's being done. Honestly, we've been lied to on so many fronts that we need to wake up and really understand and embrace who we are. So the first one is how many people are there? We need to go back again and show that. I thought it was five, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. So now let us do that now. So Obatala, Shopono, Yamiaje. Yeah, okay, let me just we'll come back and read the other one, but Yamiaje. Oh, okay, no. So Yamiaje is the nearest we can bring is the picture of the lady you were about to see come up. Okay, so now let's do that now. So this is Obatala right here. This is Shopono. This is Iyamia J and Egungun. All of them are important to us because they serve different purposes in protecting our community and in us connecting back our ancestors. The Egungun, particularly, is a way for us to remember our ancestors. How many Egungun festivals do we have? Do our people know the reason for Egungun festival? You can see that that is something of importance. But now we focus on remembering the ancestors of the Christian faith. Now, there's nothing wrong in them remembering their ancestors, but why are we forgetting ours? And we're supposed to remember that, and that's one of the no, day one of our week. We're supposed to remember spiritually. We're supposed to remember all of in this the following: Obatala, Shopono, Iyame Egungun. Day two, we're supposed to remember Orunmila, sorry, Eshu, Oshun, and we're supposed to remember them. Please share this broadcast. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please help us grow the platform. We do need your support. It is very, very important that we begin to awaken our people and reconnect to who we are. We should not be apologetic about the fact that we are Yoruba and we have our own culture and tradition. We should celebrate it. And indeed, the more we celebrate it, it gives us prosperity and good fortune because we are honoring our ancestors. So please do not be shy about our own ancestry, about our they've been what has been done is for to make us to feel bad about our own culture and then turn to other cultures. But that means that we are just going to kill off our own culture. We shouldn't allow that to happen. I really am urging everybody who's watching this broadcast, please help us share the broadcast, help us reach more people. help us reach more people. One second, please. I'm trying to do this as much as I can. I will come back and do this in Yoruba as well, but I wanted to talk about this at length, and I might go into each of those deities to make us understand how important it is. Um, 1 minute, please. Now, let me just put this up. I hope people will see it, and then they can join and watch. Because we need to make this interactive, and hopefully we can learn, because the object is to learn. Our culture is no less important. Believe in me, we should not allow anybody to tell us our culture is lesser than. We mustn't accept that. So, day two, day one, you had, we were gonna, it was day one was, let's go back. Obatala, Shopono, Iyamiaje, Egungun. Those are when the deities were supposed to worship in day one of the spiritual week, 4 days. Now, day two, we're supposed to worship Orumila, Eshu, Oshun. These are deities that we're supposed to worship. And it's very important that we know that. Many of us have all too often forgotten it. We know about the Gregorian stuff, but we don't know about Yoruba culture. And we need to know that. It is very, very, very important that we do that. The problem that we have is that many of us, because of psychological conditioning, are quite happy for how things are. But we don't know that we're preparing something that's actually going to be not helpful to us. We are going to leave this planet one day as Yoruba people. What we don't want to happen is for us not to also be remembered. So it is very important that we remember our own ancestors, so that we pay it forward, and then the coming generation, they are remembered, and we are all constant part of the ancestors and keeping Yoruba tradition and ways of life and culture alive. So please don't ignore this. Please do share this broadcast. I am very appreciative of your comments. Waris do not do. Thank you very much. Yeah, the volume is very, very high. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Waris, can you hear me? Waris do not do. Can you hear me? African Power. I hope you can hear me. The volume is quite high. I don't know if you. Let me just put that up. Yeah, let me just pin. I'll pin that one. So the volume has gone really as high as I can. And let me see. Let me try one more thing, just in case, because I want to attend to that concern. I don't want to ignore it. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? I'm just trying to make sure that you can hear me. Audio output. Let us up the input as well. Okay. Can you hear me? I don't want it to. Hello? Can you hear me now? Is that better? Can you hear me? I've tried to up it. I don't want it to become too much and overpowering, but I've tried to answer the question, and I hope that answers your question. So, okay. Anyway, so we will carry on, but thank you very much for the comment. Don't forget, subscribe to Season AY, subscribe to Season AY, hit the notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. Help us reach more people. We really appreciate your support. Okay, now the next thing we want to do, I'm not going to stay too long because I need to go and do something later on, but I just wanted to just talk about this. Here we go. Let me know if the volume is okay now, because I've been trying to address that. Okay, so like I said, we now have Orumila issue. Let me answer African Union there. African Power, sorry. African Power. Is the volume okay? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Is it better? Okay, that's good. Well, I'm trying to fix it, and I'm glad that you were there. Thank you for listening. So, we celebrate Orunmila. Now, this is a picture. I'm going to show you one or two things, and it's very, very important. This is a picture of how we worship Orunmila. That is a very special bowl. So in that bowl, you're welcome, African Power. Thank you. In that bowl, we will do libations and do different things in that bowl, and I will explain what that bowl entails as we speak, go later on. But this is day 2. So the second day of the 4-day week for our spiritual worshiping, the second day we have to worship the following gods and orishas: Orunmila, Eshu. Eshu, as we now know, and we're all very confident and comfortable to say, Eshu is not Satan. Christianity again tried to label Eshu as Satan to make sure we turned away from our own spiritual beliefs. That is wrong. We shouldn't accept it. And that is why I am saying we must reconnect back to our ancestors. Okay? Now, the next one, Oshun. Oshun. So again, that is a lady you can see, and she is, I think she's tied to, you will see what she's tied to. So in the second day of the 4 days, you worship 3 deities. In the first day, you worship 4 deities of the 4-day week for spiritual purposes. The first day, you worship 4. The second day, you worship 3. Now, can you see why they are saying to us that we are very, very religious? What they mean is we are very, very spiritual, because part of our culture is to worship those deities. It's part of what we should do. That is of immense importance. So we can see now that it is very, very important for us that our culture, that we hold on to our culture as Africans on the African continent. It's one thing if you are living your life in Europe and then you're following what is there, that's fine. But on the African continent, if we don't worship and nurture our culture, we are going to lose our identity. We will lose who, in fact, there will be, it's going to be a damage, severe devastation for us as a people. So, very, very important. So now you can understand why we are extremely spiritual, because that is part of what we are supposed to do as Yoruba people. But they use that and say, oh, you're very religious, because you apply the same thing to Christianity or Islam. So you do it because, and that's why Yorubas and Yoruba people, we take our spirituality serious, but they put in that place the religion that they imposed on us, and then many of us are now doing what we would normally do in our in worshiping our Orisha in this religion of Islam and Christianity. And then you see that people, that is why it is very easy for Yoruba people to do night videos 7 days a week, all of it, because part of our culture is to honor and remember our Orisha 4 times a week. So let's look at the third day. The third day, Ogun, Oshosi. So you see that? Ogun, Oshosi. So on the third day, we worship Ogun and Oshosi. You see that? We worship Ogun and Oshosi. Let's look at the fourth day. On the fourth day, it is dedicated to Shango and Oya. So you can see that we have a lot. So how many Orisha are that. So that's 2, 4, 7, 11. So 4 times a week, we need to worship 11 Orisha. That is part of who we are. But to turn us away from it, they will say, oh, you're very religious. Start doing Christianity. And they know that what we do in our culture is now reflected in our spirituality, is now being used without us realizing it in following the religion that they imposed on us. So can you see, it is really important that middle bit is explained, and I hope many of us understand that this is so important. And everybody on the African continent, we must reconnect with our ancestors. If you're following what this says with the European religion and forgetting your spirituality, you're actually hurting yourself. You are preventing the growth and the peace and calm in your own land. Very, very important we understand that. So now we're going to go into a little bit more detail about those what you see on the screen. I needed you to see that. So let's look a little bit more now. So now it says and I will come back to it as we go in the broadcast. So the Yoruba traditional calendar is called Kojoda, Kiojoda, meaning may the day be clearly foreseen. Ki Ojoda, and that's what it says here. So look at it. Okudu, that is 10,053, equates to 2053 calendar. I can't remember exactly what that is, but it says CE. So you can see that our year is now translated into the Gregorian year, but we have our own year. So Ose 91st 1, Obatala, Ọjọ́ Ogun, Ọjọ́ Ọ̀rúnmìlà, Ifá, Ọjọ́ Ṣàngó, Jakuta, So these are the days of the week that we'll remember, days that we'll remember our Orisha. So 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 2nd, and so on and so forth. So let us read it. Let's read it. The traditional Yoruba calendar has a 4-day week. You see, Kojoda, the 7-month and 13 in a year. Can you see that? Can you see that we have a 4-day week? This is, you see, this can actually this has done us tremendous damage. I tell you what, when I found this out, I actually felt very, very sad that many of what I'm seeing here, I wasn't taught in school. We weren't taught the days of the week. We were taught the days of the week, but we weren't taught the years and all of that. I don't recall that. And I don't recall that we were told that we had 4 days a week in the year. We weren't, So look. So the traditional Yoruba calendar has 4 days a week, 7-week month, and 13 months in a year. So our year had 13 months. But now, and all of that is important. When we don't do the things that our ancestors laid down for us, let's not be surprised that our land is not peaceful. Let us not be surprised that our land is not peaceful, because we're not doing what our ancestors told us. Yes, we can improve on that, but we shouldn't get rid of it, because the colonials, I hasten to add, the colonials did what? The colonials came with the British colonial and European cultural invasions, came the need to reconcile the Gregorian calendar. Yoruba people we don't measure in 7 days. I'm telling you the facts as you can see it. That's a lie right there. We measure in 4 days. You see? They keep putting lies. You see, when you see this statement, I want you to really study this. Very important. Yoruba people also measure. We don't measure. You cannot say we measure in 7 days a week when it says that we are 4 days a week. Can you see that they put lies in, they try and twist the facts? This is why we should question everything. This is why it's very important that we question everything. We have 4 days in a year. So you see, it says here, 7 week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 week month is what we have. You see? Or say 7 days. See? So we have 7 days. 4 and 4. Okay. I don't know. That's sorry. 4 days. 4 days a week. 4 days a week. So that's 4 and 4. So 4 and 4. I'm not quite sure how. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm reading it wrong. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So you can see that the calendar is different. We have 4 days a week. 4 days a week. And we start our year in June. Not December. In June. Can you see that we have been made to celebrate the wrong things? We are completely out of sync as a people. And that will affect us psychologically. That will affect us psychologically. It is severely damaging. And we need to reconnect. Please share the broadcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me share this again. We will continue to share it because it's very important. I'm going to copy it. Copy this link and put it on other platforms as well. Because we have to wake up. We've been put to sleep. And we need to no longer accept this. It is not right. It can't be right that we abandon our own ancestral ways. It cannot be right. It can't be acceptable. So if we're going to even get Yoruba Nation, are we worshiping our ancestors? Are we remembering them? Are we giving offerings to our Obatala, Yemoja, Orisha, and Shokbono? As we should, as laid down. We have laws and rules that we have simply not followed. We have simply not followed it. And that is what we are trying to really address. 1 second, please. We're going to do this. I'm hoping people will, take on board what is being said here. And really, we need to build our own culture. I'm going to go into specific about you saw me go earlier into a bit more detail about each of the Orishas and why we need to remember them. That is very, very important. There's a reason for what we're doing. There's reasons behind it. And it is important we understand it. And and also more importantly, to teach the coming generation. Because what we've done now is to just ignore our culture is damaging to us, to be honest. It is really damaging to us, and we should not allow that to happen. We should not be entertaining such a disregard for our culture. We shouldn't. If anything, we should... 1 minute. 1 minute, please. I was just a little bit distracted here. I'm trying to get this done as I'm talking to you. Multitasking as ever. 1 second. So there's nothing wrong in celebrating others. For others celebrating their own cultural systems, but they cannot impose that on us. and get us to ignore ours. That is detrimental to our own survival as people. That is the reality on ground. But many people may not like to hear that. But I'm here to speak truth to power, of course. That is what we do here. And I'm hoping that many people will, over time, try and really understand the need for us to really be connecting with our ancestors through remembering them. Because what we're doing, if we are remembering the ancestors of the others and ignoring ours, and that's detrimental to us, because we are part of our ancestors. They run through our veins. So why should we forget them? If we forget them, then they're not going to listen to our cries for help. That is what I'm trying to really get at. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to really, let me just get this done. I'm trying to make sure that we understand that there is a lot of work for us to do in our communities, because now it is obvious what has been done is severe psychological brainwashing designed to turn us away from our own gods, our own calendar, everything. You can see it on the screen. And the more I look at it, the more it just incredibly shocking that is been happening. And many of us, so-called, what are our leaders in Yoruba land doing? We need to address that. We have to, what steps are we taking to address this? What steps are we taking to address this clear, our culture is dying right before our eyes, as we are wedging ourselves more and more into cultures of those who imposed their culture on us and took ours away. Listen to this. The traditional Yoruba calendar has a 4-day week, 7-week months. So 4-day week, you see? 4-day week, you see that? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see? 7-week calendar month. Can you see that? You see that? So we had, that was our month. You see? That's our month. Okay? And 13 months in the year. We had 13 months in the year. It says here, the 91 weeks in a year added up to 364 days. The Yoruba year spans from the 3rd of June to the 2nd of June. So for 3rd of June of every year to the 2nd of June every year. On the following year, according to the calendar developed by Rebini Alaron, the Gregorian year is the 10,066th year of Yoruba records of time. With the British colonial European cultural invasions came the need to reconcile the Gregorian calendar. Let us see what they mean by reconcile. Reconcile, yeah? Reconcile, let us see. Restore friendship or harmony. Reconcile the factions. Reconcile differences. So they literally forced us to keep their culture, to change our own calendar to suit their culture. We should never do that. That is the problem that we have. Anyway, let's read on a bit more. So, Ose, days of the week, Ọjọ́ Àìkú, Ọjọ́ Ajé, Ọjọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun, Ọjọ́rú, Wednesday, Ọjọ́bọ̀, Thursday, Ọjọ́ Ẹtì, Friday, Ọjọ́ Àbámẹ́ta, Sunday. That's the days of the week. Days of the week. But those days of the week were imposed on us, because don't forget, we had 4 days a week. We had 4 days of the week. Ọjọ́ Ṣàngó Jákútà, Ọjọ́ Ọ̀rúnmìlà Ifá, Ọjọ́ Ògún, Ọjọ́ Bàtálá. So those are the days of the week that you can see that we have there in the calendar. But my people, we really do need to wake up, and that is, to be honest, I mean, we need to study this closely. This has to be studied closely, and it should be taught in schools. It should be taught in schools. Now, let me go to the next thing. It says here, Oshu in Yoruba calendar, Okudu, June. So the name of our month, you see, we should even know it. June, Okudu. July, Agemo. August, Ogun. So that's the beginning. You see, our year starts in June. Our year starts in June, not December. Why aren't we using this? We should be using this. So right now, as they speak now, we are actually in the 12th month of the year. In Yoruba year, we're in the 12th month. Igbe, month of Igbe, month of proclamation. So let's look at this now. Okudu, Agemo, Okudu, June, Agem. Let me read it this way: June, Okudu, July, Agemo, August, Ogun, September, Owewe, October, Owara, November, Belu, December, Okpe. You see, December is for palm tree. January, Shere. February, Erele. March, Ereno. April, Igbe or Igbe. May, Ebibi. So these are things that we should reconnect to as a matter of urgency. So worship of Orisha in specific months. These are things that we should be doing. Look, it says here, Sere, January, dedicated to Obala. Erele, February, Olokun Orisha. You see, of Okun, the deep seas of oceans, patrons and sailors, guardians of souls lost at sea. March, Ereno, dedicated to Oduduwa, Iyagbe, Orisha, Alf, and matron of Aye world, father of the Yoruba land. You see, Erena, 1529, Orisha, adventure and the hunt. Igbe, onset of rainy season. Ebibi, dedicated to Egungun. So we need to be celebrating this. Ladies and gentlemen, please share this broadcast. Let us really enlighten ourselves. Our year starts in June. We are almost towards the end of the year now. Our year starts in June. We are now 2 months away from the end of the year, because it's May, June. We are in April now. 2.5 months to the end of our Yoruba year. The end of our Yoruba year. Many of us need to know this. So, dedicated to ceremonies of the ancestors, including community founders and illustrious dead. So these are the things we have. These are things we should do. How often are we remembering our dead? We have the month for that. May coming now. We can start doing that on ground to remember. If we want to heal Yoruba land and make it function, we need to be doing this. June, Okudu, June 3rd, onset of Yoruba New Year, 10,066 years of culture, of Yoruba culture. Orunmila Ifa, divination of the Christian Ifa, includes mass gathering of Yoruba people regarded as a center of creation. Shokbono, you see, here we go. Shokbono, is the god of smallpox of Yoruba land. The Yoruba people took their traditions about Shokbono, about the New World, when they transported in the slave trade. He has become known as Babaluayi, among many other names in the Orisha religion that developed in Americas. You see, Orisha of disease and smallpox, also known as Obaye, Osoyin, Orisha of plants, magic medicine, patron of healing professions. You see, these are things that we should really be exploring. We need to be teaching ourselves this. Okudu, 10th to the 23rd of June. Rite of passage for women. Okudu, 18 to 21. Yemoja, mother, you see, that's Yemoja there. Yemoja is a mother of the water spirit from the Yoruba religion. She's the mother of all Orishas. She's also mother of humanity. She's an Orisha. In the case of patron rivers, patron spirits of the rivers, particularly the Ogun River in Nigeria. On oceans in Cuba and Brazil, ocean religions, she's often let me get this right. So she is the mother of all Orishas. She's also, I'm trying to give you the thing. She's often syncretized with either Our Lady Regular of the Afro-Cuban diaspora, other various other Virgin Mary figures, Catholic, and of the Catholic Church. You can see now that they've tried to put it under the Catholic Church. We stand on our own. We have our own monk. We have our own year. It's nothing to do with Catholicism or Christianity. We need to get that right. Yemoja is said to be motherly, strongly protective, and to care deeply for all her children, comforting them and cleansing them of sorrow. She's said to be able to cure infertility in women. Cowrie shells represent her wealth. She does not easily lose her temper, but when angered, she can be quite destructive and violent. As the floods of water of turbulent rivers, some of the priests of Yemoja believe that she used her fresh water to help Obatala and the molding of the human beings out of clay. So we are trying to. So I'm trying to look at the Yemoja. You see, so these are, how many of us know what I've read now? How many of us know this? We know about the Bible and the Quran and all of that, but that's not part of who we are. We have our own year. So I'm going to be talking about this a lot. If we're going to build anything and talk about Yoruba Nation, there is no point talking about Yoruba Nation if we don't know our years, if we don't know our deities, if we don't know what it means, if we don't know why we are remembering them, we don't know why we're doing the Egungun festival, the Ekpa festival. You know, this is seriously, I mean, look at this. July, Agemo, first and second week in July. Oko, agriculture, harvest and worship of Orisha farming. So even the farm, we have its own deity that we worship to give us good, fruitful, fertile land in the coming year. Eshu, Elegba, one who has power to seize. He is the great communicator, and he protects Yoruba and Yoruba land, dedicated to Shango, Jakuta. You see, Jakuta, you see, that's Shango. I'm going to show you a picture. Let me go and get you a picture, because something that they didn't want you to see. Look at this. Shango. That is Shango. Now, you will see somebody that they have now, somebody called Thor or whatever. Look at that. Does that not look similar? They don't want us to promote who we are. Can you see that we need to? Yoruba people, please wake up. I'm going to come back and do this in Yoruba. Please share this broadcast. You're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. You see, you need to please subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. Today, of course, being the 4th of April. Beg your pardon, I need to just make a change and such adjustment. 4th of April, beg your pardon. Give me a minute, it will come up in a minute. It will come up in a minute. 1st of April. Okay. Now, in fact, I'm gonna put the month that we're in Yoruba on it. You will start seeing me using Yoruba days on my broadcast. We're gonna start using it, because that's, if we don't use this, we will lose it. We need to, all of us must do it if we're serious about Yoruba Nation. This is where it starts. We are in the month of April. What is April? We are towards the end of the year. April. Yeah? Towards the end of the year, our April is Igbe. Igbe, April. So I'm going to put 24th of, you will see it now. We need to start using this thing. We need to start using it. If we don't use it, we are just not going to, this is very important Then I'll put it in bracket April. And in June, we need to celebrate our year as is, as it should. So I've put that there now. So today is a Monday, or Joaji, you know, I should put that there. In fact, I should put it in the broadcast as well. Let me put it on here. I got to start everything that we're doing. If we do not start, you know, using hours, you know, or Joaji, Monday. So Monday, so Ojoaji. So I'm gonna do that. If we don't do this, then you know we gotta start. We have to get Yoruba Nation in this spiritually. Once we do what we get spiritually, it manifests in the physical. It's just that simple. Not simple. That's how it works. So put Monday here. Yeah. So we put Monday. So Ojoaje first, Igbe April, Oshu Igbe April. Okay. So now when you're coming on the broadcast, you will see what I'm saying. Let me just I'll come back and do this again. We probably do have to do this again over and over and over. Thank you very much to those of you who have joined the broadcast and shared it, because it's very important that this information reaches as many people as possible, because we really are asleep and we haven't realized, you know. Please share and join. Okay. So we will do that. Okay, post. Okay. Okay, so there we are. I'm gonna just show you one final thing. I think we were towards the end, weren't we? We were toward the end, and we were talking about Agemo. Yeah, we did Jakuta, Orisha of energy, which is what I was showing you. This picture, the picture that they don't want us to share. That is us. We need to. That is who we are. Please, those of you watching, if you're watching later, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. Give us thumbs up to help it reach more people. This is who we are. You see, when they do Thor, let me show you something. This is who they are copying. Let me see Thor. Yeah? You need to understand your greatness. You don't understand. Look at that. Thor. You see? Shango. You see? They say Thor. I'm showing you that's their Thor. And this is what they are copying. This is the original. This is the original. But we don't know our story. We don't know our story. And that is what I'm trying to wake us up to understand. When they say Thor, it is Shango. This is Shango. This is actually, they are copying Shango. Look at the thing on his hand. Look at that. And look at all of that. But they don't want us to use that or to know who we are. You see? Now let's go forward. Please do share this broadcast. And let's hear from you and leave comments as well. So, now. Okay. Now, let us do this now. So we've done Ogun, August. Ogun, the annual Oshun Oshogbo festival occurs in August. Oshun, fertility and conception of female essence who guides pregnancies to term. Ogun, Orisha of irons, warcraft, hunting, technology, engineering, custodian of truth, executioner of justice, and as such patron of legal counsel and legal and counseling professions who must swear to uphold truth while biting on a piece of metal. Exactly. Look, you see, you have to look. Why aren't we using this? Why aren't we using this? Ogun, if we want anybody to swear into government, why aren't we using this? This is what is, look, everybody in Yoruba land must swear on Ogun, the custodian of the truth, executioner of justice, as such patron of legal and counseling professions, who must swear to uphold truth while biting on a piece of metal. Why is it not in our government? Why is this not part of our constitution? Why is it not part of our constitution? I'm asking, why is this not part of our constitution? If we want to stop the corruption, this is what we need to do. These are the answers. These are the answers. What do you think about this? This is a revelation right here. Please share this broadcast. We are talking about really important information. You know, a few days ago we spoke about their looting and corruption. When they swear on the god of iron, Ogun, they won't dare try it because they know what's going to happen. You see why we need to connect with our ancestral beliefs? The Bible doesn't talk about holding anybody to account, and they swear on that Bible. The Bible will not do anything, will not hold them to account. We need to connect back to who we are. I'm giving you the clear evidence here. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm going to leave that on the screen. Let me see. I want to do this, the entire thing. Dedicated to Ogun. That is August, Orisha of iron, warcraft, hunting, technology, and engineering. We need to be worshipping this, the custodian of truth and executioner of justice, and as such of the legal and counseling professions, who must swear to uphold truth while biting on a piece of metal. Last week end of August. So you see now that we do have our own ways of ensuring there's accountability and transparency via our own spirituality, via our own deity called Ogun. We must reactivate it in Yoruba land. I'm going to come and talk about that in great detail. Owewe, September. It is the month in which festivals such as New Yam festivals are being celebrated, and it's the month of blessing. It celebrates how Yoruba is a rich culture. September 8, the day of Mama Oshun, we should be celebrating all of this. You see, Owara refers to the intense rain, showers that occur during the month, dedicated to Oya Orisha, River Niger, who is the guardian to the gateway between the physical realm, Aye, and the spiritual realm, Orun. Also dedicated to Shigidi, Orisha of Orun Apadi, the realm of unsettled spirits and ghosts of the dead that have left Aye and are forsaken of Orun Rere heaven. Also onset of the dry season. Look, these are so important. Belu, November. I'm not too sure. There must be other things in that we have to do in that month, but we have to check that out. Finally, Okpe, dedicated to Obalu Aye Orisha of disease and healing, and of course onset of onset of the Harmattan season or year. So look, I hope you've learned something about what our culture here. This is so rich, and I've highlighted what we need to do to tackle corruption. I'm going to come and talk about this. We must surely advocate for this. We must advocate for this. Let me read it again. Ogun, dedicated to Orisha, dedicated to dedicated to Ogun. That's the month of Ogun, which is August, which is 8th month of the year. And we have, hang on, there's another month. There's another month that comes in. What's that month? I'm trying to find. There is another month. November. There is another month that needs to come in. That needs to come after, because before we are 13 months in the year. What they've really messed things up, and we need to know what the 13 months are. So let me read this quickly before I go ahead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there is another month that is missing that we have, because we have 13 months in the year. We need to really look at that. African Power, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate this. This is something we need to teach ourselves. So again, I'm going to reiterate, to tackle corruption in Yoruba land. We must institute this. This is part of who we are. If we're not instituting it, no wonder corruption is rife. And by using this, we can confront corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how long we'll do it. We've been doing it for some time now. I'm going to stream this immediately after, but and I might do sections of it. But I really want us to help us share this broadcast to reach more people. The information that you got on here, you won't get it anywhere else. We're here to provide solutions to our problems. And it starts with reconnecting back to our ancestors. And I greet and I thank our ancestors for guiding today's broadcast to lead to a situation whereby we've been able to establish now that our ancestors, they gave us powers, they gave us ways to ensure that we could rid our land of corruption. And now that we're bringing it forth and we're sharing it, may our ancestors help us let it get into the minds of all Yoruba people so that we can now return back to our ancestral ways and build our Yoruba land to be rich, powerful, and successful, and to be law-abiding. In the words of what was written about Ogun, Ogun is the custodian of the truth and the executioner of justice, and as such, patron of legal and counseling professions, who must swear to uphold truth while biting on a piece of metal. This is what we need to advocate for. Thank you very much, African Power, my brother. I appreciate you for your comments. We are going to share this on all the other platforms, and we need people to really join up and look at this really important information here. If we are going to tackle corruption, Ogun has to be front and center of what we're doing. That is how we will enable to stop corruption using our African spiritual ways. And we must push forward for this. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so very much. Let me just see how long we've been on the show now. I believe we might have been on there for some time. 2 hours and 28 minutes. So we are 2 minutes away from... No, sorry. That's wrong. I was looking at something else. I just realized as I did that it wasn't going to be the same thing. Let me see. We're going to be coming back later on. Let me just put at African Power, thanks. And thanks for that, for giving me that information. African Power, thanks. Power, thanks. So let me just acknowledge you. Thanks. So I am acknowledging you. And I want to thank Waris Dinodu. Let me just say thank you. Thanks to, he's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes as well in terms of writing very powerful statements on there. Waris Dinodu, thank you. And I want to thank everybody that subscribed and also has given us a thumbs up. And I watched the show. So we thank you all so very much. I'm going to have a break. I'm going to come back. This is what we like doing. Sorry, let me do that again. Remove. Let me do it again. I want to do it right properly. Give me a minute. Okay. Give me a minute. 1 minute. So put that up there. Thank you. And thanks to each and everybody who's watching the show and sharing it. We really appreciate you. We really, really do. And everything you said. What did you not do? Thank you. So we need to find the 13th month, because we can only see 12. So that's another work that we need to go and do. We need to know the 13th month, because it says at the beginning of the broadcast that we have 13 months in the year. But obviously, because of colonization, we have lost that 13th month. We need to find it. And this is very important. If we don't, we have to remember it. That's a task for all of us. So we need to find the 13th month in the Yoruba nation. Yoruba calendar has 13 months. So What is the last one? The name of the last month. So I'm writing that down. We need to check that. So 13 months. What's the name of the last month? And that is what we're looking for. We need to share this kind of information. This is very important for us to learn. And today we've learned important things about our culture and how we can go forward as Yoruba people. And for us to build anything, there's no point trying to mimic what works for the Christians who are obviously in Europe, and that's what they know. We have to go with what we know, what we were taught. I want those of you who may be joining now, our ancestral beliefs is important to us. More important, look at this. Look at this. To confront the issue of corruption in Yoruba land, Ogun is a dedicated Orisha of irons and metals, warcrafts, hunting, technology and engineering, the custodian of truth and executioner of justice. As such, patron of the legal and counseling professions, who must swear to uphold truth while biting on a piece of metal. We need our governance in Yoruba land to make sure that every single person going into government, they swear on Ogun. They have to swear on Ogun. It is part of our tradition. It is part of our tradition. If we want to build Yoruba land, if we're serious about building Yoruba land, this is where we start. This is the very foundation. There's still more work to do, but I firmly believe that if we adopt this, nobody will dare be corrupt. Nobody will dare be corrupt and be looting money meant for the people. Again, that's not the only thing we will do. We will still get the people to hold their governors to account. But this is something we must not ignore. So please share this broadcast. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm going to share this immediately if I can and come back. But thank you so very much. I want to see how long I've been doing this for now. Let me see. Just want to check it. Just bear with me. I want to check it and see if I can give you some answers on that. Okay, it's not showing up. Okay. We really appreciate you. African Power, what is Jinodu? Please do beg your pardon if I haven't got it right. In fact, I'm going to make sure I get it right. Sorry. Because I was doing it on the phone, it can be a little bit fiddly sometimes. So I'm doing that. I want you to just know that. And those of you who are coming on now, please make sure you give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. Help us share the broadcast. It is really important that we reach as many people as possible with the information that we're sharing. Because what is going on now is that we have lost our own, we're not following our own belief system that our ancestors gave us. And it is hurting our development collectively. Now, some of us might be saying I'm rich and everything else, but we are poor. We are poor spiritually, collectively, and we need to address that. And I think one of the ways we begin to do that is to begin to remember our ancestors. We have to. It is specifically talks about it in what I showed you. Let me quickly show you here. It talks about it in remembering our ancestors. So let me quickly just go here and show you. So we have 4 days a week. In those 4 days a week, we have the Obatala Shopono, Yamiaji, Egungun on the first day of the week to remember. The next one, Orunmila, Eshun, Ogun. We're supposed to remember and worship them. The third one, Ogun, Orunmila, Oshun, sorry, Eshu, Oshun. Then we have Ogun, that is August. That is the God that would actually you have to swear on oath on, so that if you carry out any corruption, you will face the consequences. We need to bring this back. Oshoshi, you see. Now I was going to do the other things. I'll come and talk about each of them in greater detail later. I need to have a break. Now the fourth day of the week, we're supposed to worship Shango and Oya. These are important things that we should know of. And I'm really surprised that not surprised. I think it's time for us to reconnect. I hope you found this beneficial. You are of course watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you so very much for watching. Let me put it on documents. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. So I'm trying to just save it. So I want to thank you all for joining us. It's been a minute. It's been some time now. I'll have a break and I'll probably come back later on, but I'll restream this on other platforms. Please do endeavor to share it. It's really important. It contains very powerful information about how we can actually reconnect to our spirituality. The religion of Christianity brainwashed us, and it has actually harmed our progress and development psychologically. There's nothing wrong for people in Europe practicing Christianity, but imposing it on us, even as we have our own culture, our own date, our own spirituality, everything, and to wipe it, that is a brainwashing, something we need to collectively reject. It's not about hate, it's about stating facts. Thank you so very much. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak to power. Don't forget, subscribe to Citizen AY. If you haven't given us a thumbs up before you leave, make sure you do so. Give us a thumbs up. Share this broadcast. As a matter of another way you can help us, when you watch this broadcast, share it to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different people, 100 people. The more you share it, the more it reaches more people. We are coming up with solutions to the problems we face in Yoruba land. We can do this together. Please, I urge you, share, subscribe, hit notification button, give us thumbs up. Really, really important. And the information, leave your comments about what you've just watched. I'd love to hear from you, and we can build a better Yoruba nation using a lot of the information that we just shared today. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll be back later on. Why did you not do? Thank you. Africa Power, thank you. And those of you who have given us a thumbs up, I thank each and every one of you. Please share this broadcast and help us with more people. For now, I'll say bye for now, and I'll be back later on. Thank you and bye for now. Bye for now. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye. Yes, sorry about that. I apologize. Good evening and welcome to Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. I apologize for that. There was a technical issue. I was trying to solve that and I did not get myself back in the position in time. But nonetheless, I'm back now. So thank you very much for understanding and waiting. 1 second, please. I just need to just check one or two things. So just give me a few minutes. I'm going to play some videos back and then I will try and then just give me 5-10 minutes so I can then join the live again myself. I just need to do something quickly. So just bear with me whilst I get this in place. Look, I need us to really understand that a lot has been done to really keep us really weak, and we have to strengthen ourselves. We need to believe in ourselves as people and empower ourselves. So that's what the platform is about. So thank you very much. There is a sound now. It's back. Thank you very much, Just Reason. Let me just check a few things. I'm gonna just try and see if what I did day before worked. I'm gonna play some section of the sanctions of that was placed, the failed sanctions that was placed on Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and it's all part of the same struggle. You'll see that in a minute. So let me play that, and let's see how that works for a few minutes, and I'll join you on the live. Just give me a few minutes. Thank you very much. Thanks for understanding. So let me just mute this one. I do not want that to happen like that because it's not what I need. I need it to actually do something for me quickly. So yeah. So yes, it's fine for others to celebrate their celebrations, but we need to celebrate ours. We need to know who we are as people, and that is what I am all about. We need to know who we are as people. Oh, so it's not gonna let me do that. I want to just oh, okay, it's not gonna let me do that. Let me try it anyway. We'll try it anyway. Give me a second. He's not gonna let me do it because once it's on, you can't do any other way. That's okay. Okay, but I will do something right quick. So let me just play a little section of the broadcast. Give me a minute, please. I will be joining you live shortly. It's better to do this. Let me just talk about the Africa, the E. Here we're gonna talk again. So let's do this. So we're gonna talk about this. Here talks about the framing the African narrative. It's very important. So let me just mute it for a second. Pause it. Framing the African narrative. It's very important. Let me see. How long is that for? 46, 237. So it's an hour. No. Yeah. Okay. We'll do it from here. And I need you to understand that we need to start framing the African narrative ourselves. So watch that for a few minutes, and I will then join you. And it tells you what it's about. It's about everything. We have to put ourselves forward in all in positive manner in all cases, because what's been done to us obviously has been to demean us somewhat as people, and I think it's time we reject that categorically. We must do. We have to reject it because it's not who we are, and we're not going to tolerate nor accept that about ourselves. So give me a minute. Just gonna try and make sure this is okay. Sorry, just trying to check something here. Just bear with me. We're making some adjustments on the screen, so don't worry. It will be there in a jiffy. But I want to make sure that when we press go, it's ready to go, and we can proceed as normal. Okay. Okay. I think that's about it. So let's do that now. So for a few minutes, and I'll join you. Thank you. Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Where the Christians, those who are selling you Christianity, they don't practice it. And in fact, I'm going to go back and do that again because it's important to, the context is very important. So let me just flip that back right away and go and show you. So it's good to show back to back Christianity and Islam. G. Morris, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Let me just put that down. G. Morris, I want to make sure. Thank you for making me aware of that. The lack of volume on what I was saying. Thanks. So I want to say that. Yeah, as in thank you. Ah, remove. Thanks. 1 minute. Thanks. So there, I hope that fixes it. Now we're gonna do something quickly. I need to go. Here we go. So we're gonna go back here. Now we're gonna show you.
This AI tool will take your.
I don't want that. Mute it. We're gonna show you this video of what the people that sold you Christianity, what they think of what they sold you. Many of them, many Europeans do not believe in Christianity. If they don't, and we are obviously Africans, and we forget, and we're not connecting back to who we are. We must connect to who we are. So let me do this now. So watch this video, and then you will see what I mean. Watch this video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cisnewa, the platform where we speak truth to power. This is a very important information that we should all consider, either as Christians or as Muslims. We really need to really consider this. So I hope the lady you see in this picture was asked a question: do you believe in Jesus Christ? And her answer was, no, I caught it a long time ago. This is not hearsay. I will play the video for you and you will see it. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want us to really understand something. What you perceive as a true religion is nothing more than a deceit. Those who sold that religion to you, many of them don't practice it. That's the reality. So what you think is gospel and everything else is the word of God and all of that, and you hold it as holy and all of that stuff, is clear deception. Please watch this video and then listen to the words and have a think.
You guys believe in Jesus Christ? You guys believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
Nope, I cut it a long time ago.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
Nope.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ? No. You guys believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
Nope.
Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ?
No.
Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ?
Have a good night.
Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ by any chance? Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ?
Notice that they say no. All of them.
Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ?
No.
Do you guys believe in Jesus Christ?
Thanks.
Do you guys believe in Jesus?
Not right now, but thank you.
Yeah. Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
You recording right now?
Yeah.
I'll be happy to tell you if you stop recording.
Okay.
Now that you've watched it, do you now see that we have been played collectively across the whole of Africa, I might add?
Both religions have done this. We need to wake up. If they choose to practice this, what the lie they sold themselves in Europe and Western world, that's fine. But what we should not do is to abandon our own spirituality, our African leaders, our African ancestors, and go after something that is clearly not real, that they don't even believe in. We need to wake up. This is not about hate. It's about getting us to reconnect with our African ancestors. In the museums around the world, they have artifacts as earning money, and they give us something that they know is clearly false. We need to wake up. What are your thoughts on this? You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please do leave a comment and, of course, share. Thank you. One more thing. Go ahead and subscribe to us on Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us grow the platform. We truly appreciate your support. It is really important that you help us grow the platform. And again, please do leave your comments. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Look forward to your comments, and I'll endeavor to reply as many as possible. Thank you very much, and bye for now.
Okay, so you have the African, the fact that the religion of Christianity that we have been sold, that many of us so fervently believe in. Yes, Jesus, God, blood of Jesus. They want nothing to do with it because they know what it's being used for. They know that it's a falsehood, and they want nothing to do with it. So we need to wake up, and we need to really connect back to our African spirituality urgently. Now let me show you one more video. I want to show you one more video because it is very, very important that we do not allow ourselves to fall for the okie doke. I want to show you this one. I'm going to show you.
Good morning and welcome to Season AY, the platform.
I'm going to show you this one. I need you to see it again in the context that it's. I'll come and talk about the African narrative. Sorry, I'll come and talk about the African narrative a bit more because I think it was silenced, and I will explain what the African narrative is about. Here we go. So let me put this away.
Good morning and welcome to Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I want you to watch that video that I've just posted closely. See how Arab women who are supposedly Islamic, see how they are treating black people. They show very little regard for us as people. See how they treat not African women. See how they treat African women. It is not acceptable. They are handing out goods to Arabs. And she said 3. She looked at her and said, I want 3. To the fellow Arab, they give 3. But to Africans, they give nothing. Look at that. There's 3 African women there. Can you see that? 3 African women. And the more are coming, and they do not give them. It is not acceptable. Stop following the religion that does not respect you or your Africanness. They see you as slaves in their eyes, something we should never accept. So those of you going on Eid and Ramadan and all of this stuff, Islam and the Arabs, many of the Arabs do not respect us as Africans. We need to embrace ourselves and embrace our spirituality. Please wake up. You're watching Citizen AY. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
So that's the message that I want you to take away from that we need to really embrace who we are. We must indeed embrace who we are, and we mustn't allow anybody to put us down in our own country, in our own nations. And we have to really, wake up. It is through connecting with our ancestors that we will grow. G. Morris, thank you so very much. I appreciate that so much. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you very much, G. Morris. I appreciate this so very much. I'm really, overawed and appreciative of your support for what we do on this platform. Please share. Thanks so much. I'm going to put there, and I'm going to just do that right now because I didn't see it before, but sometimes you just you do things, and really we are focused on really helping our people, and it's very, very important. You know, so we have to. Let me just make sure I can I pin that. I think I can. Yes, I can. No, 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 not no. Okay. So thank you so very much, and I'm really, really awed. You know, I'm grateful. Please help us share the broadcast. Those of you who will be watching it later on, or you know, subscribe to us. Make sure you share it. The information is very important. Now let us talk. Thank you so much. The framing the African narrative through African eyes is very important. You saw moments ago now in the video what they were doing, what is being done, both the Islamic religion and the Christian religion, to really oppress Africans. I see I see us with this color. Every black person is an African, and we need to embrace that. You will never hear an European call themselves white. They will say they are European. Over time, I prefer the word Alkebulan. Alkebulan is what I prefer. But for now, no, sorry, let me just put that down. Sorry, I forgot to say that. I need to. Did I not say? I did put it up. Yes. Yeah, I did. So thank you so much again, G. Morris. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So let me explain about the framing the African narrative through African eyes. Look at the way the hands of the African man is going through the grains that he grew. You know, the oats things, and the harvest that is growing, and that is him. For him to do that, he is on control of that. He's trying to feed his community, his family, himself, on his continent. And there is nothing between him and me, the person, again an African, that is separate. It is one and the same. I am narrating his story from an African perspective. I know the toil and sweat that he went through to grow those plants. Now, when I'm going to talk about him, I am not going to talk about him from the point of view of the European narrative. The European narrative when it comes to Africans growing anything is that, oh, we need help to grow things. We can't do it on our own. They have to come in and intervene. You see, that it becomes an European narrative. What I'm doing right now is to recognize that I'm explaining to you, I'm able to see exactly what that man has done to grow those plants and talk about it from that point of view. And if anything, I'm trying to say that we as Africans and our African government must subsidize. I'm talking about subsidizing them, you know, because when somebody who is not European and who is not African, an European who often has the narrative, control of the narrative, when they're going to talk about African farmers, they perceive African farmers as a threat to the European business. So when they're going to talk about African farming, they will put it in negative terms. They will say it is not competitive. They will say the crop, they will say everything negative about it. Whereas me as an African, as I'm talking to you now, looking at that picture, I'm saying it from the point of view of an African and how we can promote African farming to feed Africans. We can feed the entire world because 33% of the world's fertile land is in Africa. So that is why it is so key, the framing the African narrative through African eyes. You can now see that now that I'm talking about this man, I'm able to communicate how much our government needs to support that. If you go and look at discussions about anything to do with African farming, if it's being held on by the main social media that we know of, to a man, they always portray Africa in a negative, hampered light. What we must do as Africans is to take control of the narrative. We do so by creating our own platforms, supporting platforms like mine, and ultimately having systems that we platforms like mine can depend on. That is African run, African based, African orientated, so that we are not going to be silenced. Currently, as we are on this YouTube and all other platforms, our stuff, they can cut us off at any minute. This program can be cut off by YouTube. It can be prevented from growing on other platforms because the content is African based, and those who control this system, they are not African. They are looking at the interest that will benefit Europe, Western powers, Western government, and all of that. They're not looking at what will help us. That is why it is very important that we have our own platforms and support platforms like this, support platform like ours, because we are able to now, when we talk about African history, African stories, we are looking at it through African eyes, through African, and put the African perspective on that, and it helps us to unite and make sure that our voices are heard. The system that we currently have now is that those who colonized us, they are also the ones speaking for us. Let me say that again. Those who colonized Africa, they are also the ones, via their media that they control, they are speaking for us. So when they are speaking for us, it means that they can put in information and things that we have not said, and it will come across as though we have accepted it, we said it. Whereas if we remove that middleman from our own perspective, from our own narrative, we can tell our own stories. This man here is a man that can grow a nation. Our farmers can build our nation with the right support. We must not accept or allow or accept any grains coming in to Africa from Ukraine or anywhere else, because Africa is the bread basket of the entire world. We can grow. We have 33%. Is it 33% of the land's fertile land? Let me just take that up and give you facts, because I like to speak on facts. And let me just go and get that for you and make sure you can get that as stated. So 1 second, please. What's going on here? Don't know what's going on there. That's it. So give me a minute, please. I just want to just check something here. So Africa has, thank you very much, G. Morris. I'm really grateful. Africa has, so let me see, 33% of the world's fertile land. So let me see. Let me see what that figure is. So I want to give that, and it's important to put that context in. Yeah. Let me just see. Okay. Let me see. There we go. It's 60%. Even I underestimated that figure. And it's good to know. It says here, despite being some nearly 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land, Africa remains net food importer. It spends billions to meet the food demand. The reason why that is happening, so we have 60%. Can you see how they put the narrative? That, I spoke about that. We need to take control of the narrative. I'll read the narrative to you. This proves my point. It says, despite being nearly 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land, Africa remains a net food importer. So what they've done now is they focused on the negative. You see, that we are not able to build and to feed ourselves. Whereas what we are trying to say, how I would say that is this: we have 60% of the lands, of the resources of fertile land. The problem that we have right now is that through the actions of the Western government, they are creating wars and famine deliberately so they can access our resources. And that is why we are not being able to feed ourselves. We need to now unite as Africa. We need an Africa where there's a free movement for Africans on the African continent, and then we can protect our farmers and we can feed ourselves. Because once we start doing that, we cut out the actions of the Western world in creating wars, so that we remain dependent on what they give us and starve us. That is how starvation is created. We have 60% of the world arable land, but because the Western powers are creating constant wars all over Africa. US has over, I don't know, 200 bases. Let me just check that out now. Number of US bases on African continent. Let's check that out. So, number of US bases, yeah, on African continent. So, this is going to prove what I'm saying on the African continent. Let us look at this. So, the narrative is very important, you know, continent. Let's see. Let's have a look. Okay. Map shows network of US bases in Africa. Let's take a look. Should we take a look? Yeah, let's take a look. So let's have a look. No, I don't need that one. Just wanna. So you see, there are all over Africa. You see that? Enduring footprint. You see? Now let's have a look. It doesn't want to tell us, but I want to say. Now, let's have a look. So these are the countries that they're in. These are the countries that US are in. Tunisia, Niger, Mali, Cameroon, Libya, Somalia, Kenya, Chad, I believe Gabon, Djibouti, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Niger, Chad. Wars that are happening in Africa are being provided with military arms by the likes of US, UK, and all of that, because we can't produce it on the African continent. I think there's only one country that's able to provide the zone. I can't remember which country in Africa. The rest are all funded. The weapons are by the West, and that means that the money they're creating and ensuring that we are not able to feed ourselves despite having 60% of the arable land. You see why we need to take control of the narrative. So we need to make sure the Pentagon that these guys are out of Africa. They have to be out of our continent because they are creating wars. Their actions is to destabilize Africa. So US in at least 13 African countries between 2013 and 2017. So we need to know there are 34 bases. Our US outposts in Africa represent a 7 sites from 34 bases. So there are 34 bases in Africa. Now that means, you see, those countries are meant to be sovereign countries. When US have bases, you are no longer a sovereign. They might tell you are a sovereign. They can carry out things to destabilize your country. That's what we're saying. We need an African narrative. We need to take control of the African narrative. I hope this is making sense. Please, those of you who are watching this or who will watch it later on, it's very important we understand the West having bases on the African continent is a threat to our development as nations, as a continent, as people. We need to take those bases must be moved away from Africa. Niger is currently Niger told US to leave. Let us see. Let us really see. Niger tells US to leave. Niger, so to buttress my point, US to leave the country, to leave its nation. So let us look at that story. So this proves what I'm saying here. So there you go. So there you go now. So this is New York Times. It's been saying this. So we don't. So here we go. So it says here, Niger orders reject. Oh, I don't want to do that. So what says here? If it doesn't allow me to do it, I'll go and get it somewhere else. Don't worry. I'm not going to do that now. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. So we're going to do that. We're going to do it another way. So here we go. Now, listen to this. So the US are refusing to leave. So it says here, Niger junta calls for US to leave, but Pentagon says troops remain at airbase for now. This is what I'm saying. we need to assert our sovereignty. The fact that US is saying they might remain for now is wrong. It's unacceptable. It proves that Africa is not free. And these are the things that we're talking about. We need to make sure that we get our own, we're in control of the narrative. We are in control of what happens on our continent. We ensure that the people who are going to be our leaders are truly independent. That is what they're trying to do. So Niger's ruling military general says troops must leave the country, which would deprive the U.S. military of key air bases for counterterrorism operations. That's not a... When they say counterterrorism operations, what they mean is that the destabilization of Africa. They're not talking about counterterrorism. They are talking about it would stop them being able to carry on destabilizing Africa. We need to understand and read between the lines and read behind what they're trying to say. When you hear them talking about counterterrorism, oh, we support it. No, you don't. Because what they've done, all of the troops that has been coming from the West, from UK, from France, from Germany, from all of those countries, even Canada, all of them coming in, is all about ensuring that Africa is destabilized. Look at the Congo, for example. Again, it's about destabilizing Africa. So we need to support Niger. So, including one that the US spent over $100 million to build just a few years ago. But that's not, we're not interested. Within that, you will have to leave. You have to leave because Niger is a sovereign. Niger is a sovereign nation. So let me see. Let me just type this in. Niger is a sovereign nation. I want you to see so that we can start taking control. Niger is a sovereign nation. Yeah. So let me just put that down. So when it's a sovereign nation, yeah, there you go. US recognizes Niger's independence. So that means that they recognize that Niger has been under French sovereignty. So we are clear that Niger is a sovereign nation. What is a sovereign nation? So let me just look at this. So the US are infringing on the sovereignty. The US are infringing on the sovereignty of Niger, sovereign nation. So let us look at that. Please do share this podcast. I'm really grateful for your support. So here, sovereign nation. So a sovereign state or country is independent and not under the authority of any other country. Currently, many African countries cannot state that, particularly those ones who are in ECOWAS and so on and so forth. But the Sahel Alliance, the Sahel Alliance of States, they can say that because they've broken free from the colonial grips of France, and they do not want anybody controlling them. So a sovereign state or country is independent and not under the authority of any other country. So if Niger allow the US to stay in Niger, then it means that Niger is not a sovereign nation. Right now in Nigeria, I believe there are bases, US-based landing bases, maybe UK ones in Nigeria. Nigeria as in the country Nigeria, not Niger, and that signifies that you are not a sovereign nation. You are being controlled by other countries. Niger wants to remove that. So let's see. So, but Pentagon isn't giving up hope for losing their presence in the restive Sahel region of Africa just yet. U.S. officials said on March, "We want to see our partnership continue if there is a pathway forward." Deputy Pentagon Secretary Sabrina Singh told reporters, "We are working through diplomatic channels to seek clarification. These are ongoing discussions." Can you see? They don't want to. The fact that they are not respecting this shows that the U.S. are not respecting the sovereignty of Niger, and Niger is asserting its sovereignty, and that is why they say, Niger and Burkina Faso and Mali, we must support them. We must insist that what the Nigerian government wants, they must have. They are sovereigns. We need to support that. That is what every African, particularly those of us on in the social media space, we need to be supporting Niger. We need to get the message out there. we do not realize how effective our message is as social media commentators who are Africans, who are speaking. This is why I keep talking about the African perspective. The African perspective is so important because we are putting it out there. It is obvious that the mainstream media are silencing the African perspective. They're preventing it from coming out. But you can hear me speaking clear now, supporting Niger and absolutely saying that US has no right to infringe on the sovereignty of Niger. So let me see. Let us see another story about that. I want to try and see if I can find another way to buttress this point. Niger. Okay, I'm going to see Niger tells US to leave. Yeah, let me just try. Yeah. I mean, again, the kind of press that we use is also important because you see, the message that they're going to put out is going to support the US position. We need our own African press that will support the Niger position. Can you see that? That is why this message here, this message here, framing the African narrative through African eyes is so important. It is of importance. We must no longer allow the message, because when you read that message, they'll say, "Oh, US is working with them." It makes the reader feel sorry for the US. Whereas if you are providing if you are writing it through an African narrative, you will provide the support that supports the Nigerian position. That is what must happen. That is what must happen. Let me just check something quick. 1 second, please. I've got someone's trying to find what I'm looking for here. Sorry. Here we go. So now we are going to go and look for one. We need, you see, I'm looking at this now. The Guardian, it's colonial. The Hill is colonial, AP News, I'm not too sure. It sounds like, yeah, okay. Let us listen to African AP News. I'm doing this out, but we need to make sure that it's our own. We are in control of that narrative. So, no, reject all for now. I don't need to read that now. So now let's listen to. Can you see that when you heard the news from the other paper I read, the New York Times or the something Air Force something news of US, it was spun to support the US position. Now let us read something from the AP News. I think it's African something news. I'm not quite sure. I need to check that. So it says here, Niger's junta said on Saturday that the US military presence in the country is no longer required. Let me make this smaller. I don't want adverts to be popping up on the side because that's not the message. I'm not here to promote others. I'm here to promote Africa. So now, Niger. Hang on, is that correct? I want to make sure I got it right. Yeah. Okay. So I want to just make sure. So Niger's junta said on Saturday that US military presence in the country is no longer justified, making the announcement on state television after holding high-level talks with US diplomatic and military officials this week. Can you see it is contrary to what they're saying? So they are saying adamantly no, but the US, they are going to be spinning this thing saying they support it. Yeah. Oh, hello. Okay, I'll come in. Okay, bye. So, beg your pardon. Sorry about that. Oops. Sorry. Beg your pardon. Sorry. Something happened here. I need to go and do something, but I will quickly pay.
I can tell you.
News thing that I have. I need to go and get something and come back. I do apologize for that. Oh, sorry about that. Let us do this quickly. So let me quickly read this and I'll go and I'll just spend 50-20 minutes and maybe also I'll come back in again. But I'll leave you with something that we can follow as well. So Nigeria plays a central role in the US. Niger plays a central role in military operations in Africa's Sahel region and it's home to major air base. The US is concerned about the spread of jihadist violence in the region. You see, all of that is spin. They're not interested in jihadi violence. It's a way for them to remain, to embed themselves in the system in Africa and continue to ensure Africa is not Africa. There is no peace, and that there's war. They are there to cement and the continuation of war, and we need to support Niger. So so it says here, jihadist violence in the region, where large local groups have pledged allegiance to Al Qaeda and Islamic State extremist groups. Niger is a sovereign nation. Let them take care of that. It is not your business. Niger is not an enclave of US. The Nigerians can take care of it, and indeed they have.
The upfront.
They've showed that they're able to with what happened with ECOWAS. What they don't want is for that to be apparent. So we need to support Niger. That is why we need the African framing the African narrative through African eyes is so important. That is an initiative that we will need your support. So let me read on again. In reading the statement, junta spokesman Governor Colonel Major Amadou Abdurrahman stopped short of saying the U.S. force should leave. He said Niger was suspending the military cooperation with Washington and added that the U.S. flights over the country's territory in recent weeks were illegal. So you see that the U.S. is carrying out illegal actions in a sovereign nation. They are breaking international law right there. You see, all of this is not being mentioned. You see why we need an African narrative through African eyes. It is immensely important because the news that we accept, this is all psychological. Now you see that we are breaking this down. We need that narrative, you know. The economy of an exactly. Thank you very much, Waris Yinodu. You are absolutely on point. These are the things we're talking about. So now it talks about that. See, Niger, a sovereign nation, is saying that the U.S. is infringing on its sovereignty, and they have every right to. The U.S. military spent years began operating a major airbase in Niger city of Agadez, some 920 kilometers from the capital Niamey, using it for manned and unmanned surveillance flights, other operations. U.S. has no right. Now that they've been told to leave, they must leave. Every African platform should be supporting. This is what I'm saying. Our role right now, for every African watching this, support Niger by bringing out and reporting on their news. Not only Niger, every African country, it is our job now as Africans to support the narrative, to make sure it is very, very important that we do so. I am really grateful for those of you supporting us right now and joining us. Let me do something. I'm going to have a bit of a pause and I'll come back again. But you can see now that it is essential. You see, this piece now, it explains why framing the African narrative through African eyes is so important. We need to spread this kind of information about Africa. We need to talk about African news through our African perspective. The Western press are spreading news about Africa through Western perspective, which is clearly, it runs counter to the African perspective. And that is why this is a very important example of that, looking at Niger's situation. We need to join them and raise them up. So there's work for us to do. Let me quickly do something, however. I'm going to have a little bit of a pause. I'll leave you with a piece that's going to be about half an hour or so long. And I'll come back and we'll continue from there. Let me just check this first, because it's very important what is being said here. We cannot allow this to run. It is really not right. Let me see if I can find something here. Now, it's a difficult. I may, unfortunately, because of the situation, I don't want to change the subject too far. Initially, I was going to play something, but it's actually going to run counter because it's going to be specific to Nigeria, and I can't do that now. So what I will do, I want to thank everybody that's joined me on this broadcast, and thank you so much. And G. Morris, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Waris Yinodu and others, those of you, don't forget, please give us thumbs up, hit notification button, and of course, subscribe to Citizen AY. How do you do that? Subscribe to Citizen AY. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification button. Give us thumbs up. help us reach more people. We really need your support to grow the platform. I thank you for watching me. The 5 of you that I can see right now, others have joined and come and left and gone, but there's been 5 watching me right now. Please endeavor to subscribe to the platform. Hit notification button. Give us a thumbs up as you're watching. Every thumbs up will help us reach more people. You will help us spread the message. Particularly about this African narrative. I need it to be something that is the front and center of your mind. I need you to help us reach more people. I may actually just do something. I'm going to ring it and play something about Nigeria anyway, because I think it is important to come back with a message. But let me check something here first. So let me just check something before I do that, and I might come back.
At Muslim Charity, we believe in the power.
Sorry about that. So let me just check something here. Skip that. How long is that for? Oh, it's not enough. It's not enough. I need something more, but I'm gonna play something in the meantime, and I'll come back and we'll continue where I left off, because I need to go and have a little bit of a break right now. I need to do something, and it is better if I do that and then come back. 1 second, please. No, that's not it. That's not it. Beg your pardon. That's not it. Okay, I want to just check something, and I will come back. Sorry about that. Anyway, so where is it? Okay. It looks like I'm gonna have to go and come back. I can't do that right now. Thank you so very much. Please subscribe to Season AY, the platform where we speak to power. I'll be back later on. Do join us again. I'll be back very, very soon. While this did not do, thank you so much for the work you've been doing. I'm really grateful. Please continue to share this podcast. I'll come back again. Hello. I did say I will come back. Thank you very much for hanging in there this long. I appreciate you. 1 second, please, just to make sure you can see me. Hello and welcome back. Welcome back. I've got a bit of a problem with my neck, so I'm keeping it warm. It's stiff and very difficult to move around. I hope it's just annoying. But anyway, I'm back now. And please do share this broadcast. I'm probably going to do about an hour. I'm going to work on things as I speak to you here, as I go live here. I want to know if you can hear me loud and clear. What we're trying to do is to help us grow the platform. So let me make sure I take away the replay off there now, so that you don't see it as a replay, even though I am back live. So let's take that away. And where's the other one? I want to make sure, just to make sure, and take that away also. Okay, so, and then just, of course, do something quickly, right quick. If I can, beg your pardon, just checking something here. Okay, yeah, we're there. And then one more thing. Couple of clicks, click, and we're here. Okay, good. Yes, welcome back. It's Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're still on the matter of the Senate, and what we're trying to do is to get something in place to hold them to account. I think we're done talking. I do believe that we are done talking. A lot of people are fed up. The budget has proven to be perhaps the last straw for many. Sorry, let me just check something here quickly. Today being the 1st of April, want to just make sure I change that date. Properties. So it's gonna be, like I said, I'm just give me a minute. You will see something changing. Sorry. So please endeavor to be using our local languages. When you're writing, I'm just doing the very thing. I don't want to just talk about it. I'm trying to lead a change here, and we will, So we will put that there, and then 1 second there. In fact, I'm gonna do it like this. Then there. So the date is going across the screen as you can see. So today being what? The 1st of April. And April is Igbe, I think it is, in our language. That's why I put it there in Yoruba language. So you will see it on the screen, and it's intended that way. Let us begin to really use our own, calendar. Our calendar is very important. Let me quickly just show you, for those of you who may not have seen it before, and I'm going to take the opportunity to show it again now. So let me just quickly get that calendar up for you. You'll see it in a minute, as soon as this will allow me. So Yoruba land, Yoruba calendar, yeah? There you go. Let's show you. I want you to see it and familiarize yourself with it. It's a Yoruba calendar. Now, we've talked about the different aspects in it, and this is relating to, so you need to know that we have our own calendar. You see, I told you Igbe, or if I'm saying it right, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Today is April, Igbe, month of proclamation. Don't know if that you can see that. Now, let us look at the calendar proper. You need to focus on this area here and see that that's our calendar. That is what we use. And we need to really hello, is that better? I want to make sure. Let me just check, because it's echoing and I'm trying to remove the echo, so it shouldn't be echoing now. I'm hoping it won't echo now. So can you hear me? Yeah, I think it shouldn't echo now. Oh, sorry. Just make sure. The echo is what I was trying to remove. Trying to just remove that echo. Let's see, is there any other one there? Okay, hello. Whoops. I think I've got a problem. Okay, 1 second, please. Hello? Whoa. If this happens, I may go and come back. I may have to end the broadcast and come back. Hello? Hello? Is that better? I think it's better now. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to just check it. So I think it's better now. I think it's better. Can you hear me clear? Can you hear me? Oops. Can you hear me clear? Can you hear me clear? I want to make sure you can hear me clear. It's gone off again. I think it's off again. No. Okay. It's testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Can you hear me all right? Can you hear me all right? Can you hear me all right? I hope you can. We're trying to remove all of those things. It's popping here and there. So before I go ahead, I want to make sure I test it. Okay. Please subscribe to Citizen AY and, of course, Oduduwa TV Radio 2. We need your help and support. Help us grow the platform. It's really important. So the system is not helping, but okay. So what I wanted to show you is the month of the we have 13 months. Did you know that we have 13 months? So it says here, let me just quickly read that to you. You see it here. Traditional Yoruba calendar, Kojoda, has a 4-day a week. This is 4 days a week. 7 week month and 13 months in a year. The 91 weeks is the year added up to 364 days. So Yoruba year spans from 3rd of June to 2nd of June. So June is when we celebrate our own year, our own new year in Yoruba land. And we need to know that. The Chinese have theirs and others have theirs. We have ours. Ours is the 2nd of June. I am going to make a note of that, and I want to throw celebrations in my own small way, marking my own Yoruba celebration. I didn't know this, but finding this out, we cannot leave it lying down anymore. We need to activate this. It's part of who we are. So that is why I am very adamant about this. But before we do that, I am advocating for the need that urgently, that we begin to use our Yoruba Ogun, Ogun, the god of iron, to use him in the way that is written in the calendar here. It's very, very important because Ogun is actually a very, very important god. And in terms of the issues that we face in our communities right now, where there's clear corruption, right? I'm going to move that there. I want to see that there. Mono mono, mono mono mono, mono 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 mono, mono 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 mono. Thunder, lightning. Sorry, that's Shogo. Sorry, that's Shogo. I got that wrong. So we're talking about this guy here. Well, let's go to August. Ogun. No, that's issue. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. That's the one I want. This one. Let me know if you can hear me. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm going to try and do a few things. I'm probably going to be doing a lot more broadcasts in the coming days because I want to ramp up what we're trying to do here. So what I'm talking about here is this. I want you to really look at. This is Ogun. Now we're going to type in what Ogun does because I want you to really follow what I'm going to do. In the days where we now have a corruption, yeah? So let me just put it here. God of Iron fights corruption. Yeah? Fights corruption. Okay, so we can find our own way to solve problems. We have the solution. Okay? Yeah. Let's have a look at this. I want us to look at this now. I've seen somebody written this, but let me just check it here first. But that's my take on things. I think we need to actually, yeah. Okay, I don't need that one. I don't need to that one. I see what they've done, but that's not what we're doing. I've done this before, and this time I'm going to do it this way as well. I wanted to get something for you. Before I go ahead, let me read what Ogun does. So let's get Ogun for you. I think we need to go and do that because that is probably the best thing to do. So we're not going to allow that, Ogun. Now, I need you to look at Ogun. So let us look at Ogun. And those of you watching us live, you can join us. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm not right, to be honest with you, but I need to do something. So, God of Ogun. Ogun is a spirit that appears in several African religions. He attempted to seize the throne after the demise of Obatala, who reigned twice before and after Oduduwa, but was ousted by Obama King Obalufon Ogbogbo Dirin, and sent on an exile, an event that serves as the core of the Olojo festival. Ogun is a warrior and powerful spirit metal work, as well as of rum and rum making. Is known to be god of iron and is present in Yoruba religion. You see, all the places they talked about is all Yoruba speaking, the folk religion of the Gbe people. Now, let me just show you. In Yoruba religion, Ogun is a primordial Orisha in Yoruba land. That's the symbol there. You see, that's the Orishas are divine. That's what they are divine. They play a key role in Yoruba religion in West Africa and several religions of the African diaspora that derive from it, such as Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican Santeria, Brazilian Candomblé, preferring the spelling of varies depending on the language in question. Well, okay, we're not going to go too much in that, but you get the picture. In Yoruba land, in some traditions, he is said to have cleared the path for other Orishas to enter earth. Use first king of Ife. When some of his subjects failed to show respect, Ogun killed them and ultimately himself with his own sword. He disappeared into the earth at a place called Ire-Ekiti. Right, this is where this is it here. In Ekiti State, southwest Nigeria, founded by Ogun was founded by him with the promise to help those who call his name. His followers believe him to have war ile soon, to have gone into the ground and slept, to have disappeared in the earth's surface instead of dying. Throughout his early life, he's thought to have fought for the people of Ire. Thus is known also as Onire. He is now celebrated in Ogun, Ekiti, Oyo, and Ondo states. Now, the one I want you to look at, we're going to go and look at that. We can talk about sacrifice and all of that, and that's not a problem. What I'm looking for the where it talks about the here we go. This is the one, followers. This is what we must do. The church, those who go follow the church, they're not afraid. So they commit crimes and then they say God forgive them, and then they are forgotten in their eyes. And that is why we mean that the religion of Christianity is deceitful. It is very, very deceitful, and we need to really call out this double standard that we've seen for so long. Let me just check this. Can you hear me? All right. I hope you can hear me all right. So I'm going to just share it again to other places. I'm sharing it now onto YouTube. One more thing. Okay, which one do I want to do? Take one and record. That one I'll do because I think I can share it. But anyway, so what I really want us to do right now is to continue to empower ourselves with knowledge and make sure that our people know that there is so I'm going to make that Citizen AY is live now. 1 minute. Citizen AY is live right now, so we're going to get it done. We need to take collective action, and I think we can do that right now. We have a perfect opportunity. And I need to start talking about that. But we need action on the ground. And that is what I'm trying to really bring about, Yeah. Okay. So, followers, Ogun is a tradition. Let me just put that. Ogun is a traditional deity of warriors, hunters, blacksmiths, technologists, and drivers of Yoruba religion. Followers of traditional Yoruba religion can swear to tell truth in the court by kissing a piece of iron in the name of Ogun. Drivers carry an amulet of Ogun to ward off traffic accidents. So, you see, that is quite a symbolic thing, and that tells you what Ogun is. And we need to start using these things. We need to really get back and connect with it. So, the reason I'm talking about Ogun now, as we need to put Ogun as I'm going to try and He's the man that we need. We need to use these powers to do something, which I'm trying to do. I don't want to show it yet, but I wanted to put it in the context so that we understand. Let me get. I was going somewhere with this. 1 second, please. No, not that one. Is that correct? No, it's not that one. Sorry. It's gone. What I was trying to do was gone. I beg your pardon. I seem to have just lost my train of thought. There is something I'm going to show you. Okay, how long is this one? 2 minutes, 4. Okay. Here's why we need Ogun. Why do we need Ogun? We need Ogun because you're going to see what is happening in... we need people to swear in. Listen to this now. And watch the governors, and I'll talk you through this. So here we go. Let's listen to TVC and about what they did. I think it's in... What state is this one? What state is this? Is it Benue State? Shiroro. In Niger State. Niger. Okay, now let's go. But it's still applicable nonetheless. Here we go. Watch this now.
The state government has promised to reinforce security in Shiroro local council following a series of attacks on Alawa and Madaka communities. The Deputy Governor Yakubu Garba said this when he visited the affected communities, and our correspondent Chanemi Bami reports.
Listen.
Is Galadiman Kobu. 2 years ago, the Nigerian army lost men to IEDs planted here by bandits. Life goes on, and some shops are closed as we drive through the market, heading to Erena, where persons displaced from Bassa are now taking refuge in a primary school. Mohammed Lawal is visually impaired, but he managed to escape with the help of his 10-year-old son. I am blind and I can't run, he says. This attack is not the first. This is my third time of fleeing to take refuge here in Erena. The Deputy Governor Yakubu Garba is here to empathize with the people that fled their communities following the attack in Bassa and Bagna and now taking refuge in Erena.
And by and large, recently we have gotten additional reinforcement of security men. We need to go and at least encourage them to assure them actually we appreciate what they have been doing so that at least we keep their morale boosted.
He also assured that the agricultural initiative of the government will continue.
It is natural for somebody, especially that who is armless, to develop that fear in his mind. And the essence of me going down to that community is to reassure them that the government is doing everything humanly possible for us to take our agricultural mechanization to that is a revolution down to them.
It's still an unpleasant situation for most of the local.
Let me go back there. Once it says they should, watch this. As he's talking, there's police next to him there to provide security. Niger should provide security for the people of Niger. No questions, no ifs, no buts. Let me show you something. I want to show you something. I just want to that point there, I needed to interject. I need to do something quickly there. So, yeah, we're going to just find something. We want to know what Niger is getting for security votes. I hope we can find it. Here we are. Security votes. Let's go and look at Niger. We want to find out what Niger got. Right, okay. So the governor who's talking got Niger monthly 1.308 billion. Annually 15.7 billion. Where's the money being spent on the security is the question I'm asking. That's why I'm asking that question. Where's the money? You see? Security vote 15.7 billion annually, 1.308 billion monthly. Monthly. Oh. Okay. Right, okay. So I'm going to quickly just do this. If I don't finish what I'm trying to do, I will do it. But I'm going somewhere with this, but let's listen on. Let's go on.
Mechanization to that is a revolution down to them.
It's still an unpleasant situation for most of the locals. The woman standing next to me said her son has just been shot by the bandits. She just got a phone call while we came. They're asking for 5 million naira. And where on earth will she get 5 million? That was what she said.
My son was the sixth.
So, 5 million, right? The security vote for Niger State is 1.308 billion monthly, 15.7 billion annually. They can use that money to provide security for the people of Niger and the environs within. Beg your pardon, ladies and gentlemen. So, I'm going to design something tomorrow and talk about the other part of this, because I think I'm coming up. We're going to bring it up to it, and we're wrapping it up soon, I think. So let's listen on to what they're saying. Listen on.
While coming here, I was called that my son has been killed. Now my younger brothers are held in captivity.
Then even our food now have already finished because we can't be able now to give them their food, our food that we want to eat. That is why I come to you people by looking for a personal assistant, you people to assist.
This is what I'm trying to really change. The people obviously don't know that they're sovereigns and they can hold their governors to account. This man here is the head of his community, but he doesn't know that they possess the powers I'm about to show you. Let us bring those powers up. He doesn't know he has the power to hold his governance to account. Section 14.2a, as many of you know, I'm always talking about that. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. We're going to play that beat back, and I'm looking so you see it come up. Then because I want you to see what I'm saying. So let's roll back a little bit. Okay. So now
come to you people, but already finished.
That was what she said.
My son was the sixth person. While coming here, I was called that my son has been killed. Now my younger brothers are held in captivity.
Then even our food now have already finished because we can't be able now to give them their food, our food that we want to eat. That is why I come to you people by looking for a personal assistant, you people to assist us, to tell government to assist our people.
You see, what I'm saying is this. We have got to educate our communities to know the powers that I'm talking here. I'm saying here. These powers are things they can use, and it can be in their own local language. So let me get the nearest language to what he's got, because it's in Niger State. Let's say Hausa. They're not necessarily, and I don't know it ins and out, but I'm just the nearest I can see that they will speak Hausa in that area. So let's dig out Hausa. I'm going with the English version. Now let's look at the Hausa. We will come back and talk some more about the Ogun and how we can actually make sure that so tomorrow now we want to drop use Ogun, recommend the use of Ogun, you know, I'll tell of Ogun, to swear in all officials, elected or appointed. So let me put this here, elected or appointed. So I'm just appointed. So I'll come back and do that tomorrow. I'm going to put a star to it, and I'll do the work. It's not ready to be discussed properly, but it gives you an idea. So what I want us all to do, every one of us, the communities don't know they possess this power, because listen to what he said. I want you to listen to his words. Listen to how he said it, which shows that he doesn't know he has those powers. Listen to this part. Listen to him now.
To humanly possible for us to take our agricultural mechanization to that is a revolution down to them.
It's still an unpleasant situation for most of the locals.
What did he say? Standing next to me. Did you hear him?
Everything humanly possible. And the essence of me going down to that community is to reassure them that the government is doing everything humanly possible for us to take our agricultural mechanization to that is a revolution down to them.
It's still an unpleasant situation for most of the locals. The woman standing next to me said her son has just been shot by the bandits. She just got a phone call while we came. They're asking for 5 million naira, and where on earth will she get 5 million? That was what she said.
My son was the sixth person. While coming here, I was called that my son has been killed. Now my younger brothers are held in captivity.
Then even our food now have already finished because we can't be able now to give them their food, our food that we want to eat. That is why I come to you people by looking for a personal assistant. You people.
I'm going to put that there. A very important point I want to make there. I want to make that point from the point of view of what we need to do right now. What are the things that we can do to address the situation? And for me, it's really clear. What we can do is to empower our people. The system depends on the people not knowing their rights so they can exploit them. That's basically the kind of corrupt governance we have. And that's why I advocate for using swearing on Ogun by biting it, swear and bite on the metal. And, you know, if you do something against Ogun, will let you know. Now, you know, he will come back for his pound of flesh. Now, this man doesn't know that he has Section 14(2)(c). Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Let me just check this one quickly. I'm very tired, so I wanted to do this quickly. I want to see if I've got Hausa in. Okay, I have it, but I cannot see it here, so not to worry. We'll get it out another way. Let's do this. Hausa, right? Hausa. Let me just go in there. I'm looking for that particular document. I was going to do more, but I just cannot do that now. Okay. So what I read to you in English is also available in Hausa. So, and those of you who speak Hausa can see it. It's exactly the same thing. 14(2)(a), 14(2)(c). It's the same thing. You see? It's the same thing. And we need to be able to communicate that to the community so they can protect themselves and not wait for somebody to come and help them, you know, and demand for their rights. So 14(2)(a) in Hausa. Mokin Malaka na almuma Nigeria ne wanda gwamnati ta wanan sarin mulki ta isamu dukan iko da ikonta sashi na. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That's what it means. And then section 14(2)(c). Za a tabata dasa hanun jama a chicken gwamnatinsu kama yada wanan kundin sarin mokin ya tanada. So that's the Hausa version of 14(2) and 14(2)(c), which is, of course, 14(2)(c). The participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. So now, that's clear. So that man doesn't know that he possesses this power. And the object of what we're trying to do now is to make our communities all be aware and know that they can have the rights of the nation, as you know, that's been passed into law. They can have a copy of it in their local language, and they can even demand that the State House of Assembly pass a law to make sure that the language for their area is the one that is used, you know, to be able to let the people know, you know, what the laws are in the language. You know, very, very important. So this thing of just waiting around for somebody else to help us, please, we need to put a stop to it. But like I said, Ogun has a lot to do with this. So let me listen to you to the end, and then we can then
to assist us, to tell government to assist our people.
The government is meant to serve the people. That's what I keep telling you. The government is, and because of the conditioning, that's why they ask us to go to church and mosque, because they don't want us to question them. They don't want us, but he needs to be retrained. Many of our community leaders need to know what it means to be a leader. What they do is they believe that they're a leader, and the government give them money, and they don't have a right to question the government. They have a right to question the government or the budget for their community. They have that right, and we need to speak up for that. That's what I'm trying to explain. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you so very much. I'll come back and talk about this more tomorrow. Let me listen to this on to the end at least, and then we can.
People, I don't want to leave this place because I like the place. But I will finish secondary school. I'm learning work. I'm learning saloon work. But I'm preparing to get, as in to do freedom, but no money.
Education has been significantly impacted in this community. The only secondary school has been converted to a military base.
You see that?
Chenemibami,
You see
TVC
that?
News, Arena.
So in Niger, the only military school is converted to military base. And how much did I say? How much did I say they're getting? Right? How much did they say they are getting in Niger State? Did you see it? 1.30 billion monthly, 15.747 billion annually. It's not me who said it. And yet they're buying a shack for communities. They need to be held accountable. And that is where I believe Shango can play a very vital role. I mean, Shango Ogun can and must play a very, very vital role. So 1 minute, please. Okay. Is that the year calendar? One second, please. Let me just check. Okay, it's not the same thing. Okay. So, no, that's not it. I'm looking for the other one. Beg your pardon. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I'm going to go and rest a bit now. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. You've been watching Season A, where the platform will speak truth to power. I hope this energizes you. I'll come and talk about the second bit that I didn't mention now tonight. Tomorrow or the day after, we will be doing it probably likely tomorrow morning, because we need to address this issue head on. But we will come and talk about it later. Let me just check. Okay, so yeah, sorry. There is a okay, yeah. 1 second. So, with all the stealing and the security funds in Yoruba land, the governors must all swear an oath and bite the iron. We must ensure that is brought back. Who's with me on this? Let us begin to promote this about using African spirituality to protect ourselves and doing all manner of things that actually bring stability and calm and prosperity to Yoruba land. And ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Season A, where the platform where we speak to the power. I'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. You've been watching Season A, where the platform where we speak to the power. Do you support that we should have for anybody to swear in? They must swear in on Ogun. They must swear. When it comes to Yoruba land, they must swear in Ogun. I'm sure they will have another version in Igbo and so on and so forth. But that's what we need. We need our people to swear on oath on Ogun, and let us see whether they will continue with this looting. So anyway, that's me. I'll come back and talk about it more tomorrow. For now, I want to thank you so very much. It's been a pleasure with you, and thank for being patient with me whilst I had some technical issues, and we've resolved it. But I want to say thank you very much for your help, and thank you for staying in there. What I will do is, from here on, we are going to be trying to do as a regular program as possible, because we do know that the information that we're sharing is, you won't get it anywhere else. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to Season A on YouTube, So how do you do that? One second, we're going to just check something to subscribe on the platform. One second, please. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So anyway, you all know I'll be back tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Season Where the platform where we speak truth, but I'm gonna stop here. I wanted to try and do it, but I'm clearly tired, so I'm gonna go tomorrow. Thank you for watching. I'll be back later on. Just reason I appreciate you, and I will be in touch tomorrow to give you updates on this. This will be back. We'll carry on from where we left off. Thank you very much, and bye for now. Please do share the broadcast. Don't forget to subscribe to Season AY on YouTube. Here we go. Subscribe to Season AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button, and of course, give us thumbs up on the postgres platform. Likewise, if you are on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, and to help us, grow the platform. So here we go. So you subscribe to Season AY. We'll do Active Radio 2 on YouTube. So we're trying to give you as much information as possible. So what's left for me to say now is that thank you very much. It's been a it's been a pleasure to have you with us. Please subscribe to Season AY on YouTube and Oduduwa Active Radio 2 also on YouTube. We'll still be using Facebook, but for now, what we want to do is make sure that we hold our governors to account, and we'll come and talk about what you can do, and there are things that they can do. I'm going to watch that video again, and I'll dissect it more tomorrow. Now, for now, thank you so very much. You've been watching Season AY, the platform where we speak to the power. I'll be back later on. For now, thank you.